Figures show Adelaide's clearance rate was 45.7%, below Melbourne and Sydney. It's a significant drop from the same time last year when the rate was 65.7%. Melbourne's tobacco wars have started up again with an early morning ram raid and firebombing of a Richmond tobacconist. 9 reporter Christina Rehn is there.
What police have told us is that this happened at 4:15 this morning. Now, a car has gone into a business understood to be a tobacco shop. And of course, as we've seen so many times in Melbourne, it's been set alight. Now, what has happened, a firefighter has just told me that 5 other shops have also been impacted. Firefighters are obviously still here trying to douse the flames. There still is quite a lot of smoke billowing out from these businesses. Victoria Street in Richmond has been closed in both directions. This is actually going to cause quite a bit of traffic mayhem.
Experts are renewing calls for calm as New South Wales grapples with its first confirmed case of the H5N1 bird flu. The giant petrel was the 6th bird detected with the virus across Australia in the last fortnight, with another dead bird now undergoing testing. Sydney University Director of Wildlife Health, Annabelle Olsen, says at this stage there's no need for widespread panic.
Australia and New South Wales are incredibly well prepared. We have anticipated this and we already have measures in place if the threat increases beyond this one isolated case.
The family of Sydney mother Leah Stewart has shared an update as she recovers from a shark attack at Coogee Beach. Her brother says the 35-year-old's been overwhelmed by messages of support from around the world. She's had several surgeries, including an arm amputation, and is continuing her recovery in hospital. A Victorian footballer is on end-of-life care after a tragic incident during a game on Saturday. Eddie Summerfield has details.
Nathan Fitzgerald was taken straight to hospital after a tackle gone wrong while playing for Epping against Laylaw in the reserves on Saturday. The 27-year-old underwent surgery for a bleed on the brain after he and another Epping player clashed heads before hitting his head on a covered cricket pitch. Teammates, family and friends were at the club yesterday preparing to say goodbye to the much-loved teacher who's on end-of-life care. President Luke De Vicentis says everyone is heartbroken.
They're really struggling. They would have just, wished Nathan good luck before the game yesterday, not expected the outcome that has occurred.
And the Nicky Winmar statue has been taken down from outside Optus Stadium in Perth after he was found guilty of assaulting a woman. The 60-year-old was convicted of 2 counts of assault, the WA Premier immediately directing the venue to remove the statue. Now turning to 5AA Sport, here's Jace Kemp.
Get to Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for the Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990.
Thank you, Kendall. To Port Adelaide, and Power coach Josh Carr has praised his players up for a strong last quarter against North Melbourne to help the Power run out 21-point winners at home. Carr says his players stood up to get Port across the line.
That third quarter probably got away from us a bit, and to the boys' credit, at three-quarter time, I think everyone knew what we had to do. And a number of players stepped up and played a really good last quarter.
Australia has won its 7th Women's T20 World Cup, beating England by 7 wickets. Beth Mooney named player of the series after blasting 238 runs, including 64 in the final. To Formula One, and Charles Leclerc has won a drama-filled British Grand Prix, which ended under safety car. Aussie Oscar Piastri damaged his front wing in the opening laps, finishing 11th. The round of 16 is underway at the World Cup. It's currently 0-0 between Brazil and Norway in the first half, while England faces Mexico later this morning. And finally, the Thunderbirds will celebrate their 3rd premiership later today after thrashing the Vixens by a record 21-goal margin in the grand final. And that's the 5AA Sports.
Now the 5AA forecast, partly cloudy, heading for 16, mostly sunny tomorrow, 17, and partly cloudy on Wednesday and Thursday, also 17. At the moment, 10 on 5AA, Aways Adelaide.
Your hot water system could go at any time. So if yours is getting on, don't get caught out. Now is the best time to ask the gas shop Unley about their unbeatable price on a fully fitted Rehn continuous flow hot water system. It's instant, so you're not wasting money heating a tank of water all day to feed your home. The gas shop has fitters standing by, ready to install your new Rehn continuous flow system at a price you'll find hard to ignore. Make the switch with the gas shop Unley, thegasshop.com.au.
At Coles, save on baby essentials. Right now, get half price on Huggies Ultra Dry Bulk Nappy Pants 22 pack to 36 pack, now just $11. Save in-store or online at Coles. Offer ends Tuesday.
Retirement, it should be about doing the things you want to do, planning a holiday, spending time with family, even buying the fancy bickies once in a while.
Yes, AFM Wealth Strategy helps people enjoy retirement without the constant fear of running out. Their independent, goals-based advice shows how your money can last your lifetime while still living well along the way. And when it comes to navigating Centrelink and aged care, that's where many people feel a bit overwhelmed.
Tony from AFM Wealth Strategy has over 15 years' experience working inside Centrelink and more than 25 years helping people plan for retirement. He understands the system, the language and the pathways, making the process clear and manageable.
For a worry-free retirement, you need to plan now. So get in touch with Tony and the team at AFM Wealth Strategy. Visit afmservices.com.au, an authorised representative of Independent Financial Advisor Australia, AFSL 464629.
Is it big enough, Stephen?
What?
I said, is it big enough, the truck?
Oh, yeah, this'll do. This is huge.
So why are we moving all your fishing rods and nets out of the shed?
Well, I may have lowballed the number of rods and gear I have to the wifey, but I need a stealthy little clear-out that's required, Timmy.
And if she finds out?
I'll be booted out and I'm with you.
Beauty. I'll grab me golf clubs.
You're not having them.
Got something big to budge? Budget with a budget rental truck. Call 13 27 27.
You had a dream. Life happened. You parked it. Well, the dream is back. The Honda Prelude returns, reimagined for right now, for everyone who never stopped dreaming. See the icon for yourself at Formula Honda Glen Osmond or Modbury. The Prelude is reborn with hybrid efficiency, intuitive tech and instant torque. Welcome back, Prelude. Visit Formula Honda at Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond or North East Road, Modbury and book a test drive today.
Knockdown, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
5AA Winter Breakfast. Tom Rehn and Amelia Mulcahy.
Yes, it's 9 minutes past 6 o'clock. Good morning and welcome. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. It is time for 5AA Breakfast again. I'm back, Tom Rehn, in the studio, and I'm joined by one of our favourites. She's part of the 5AA family. We know her so well. She's enormously bright and bubbly and always great to see her. Amelia Mulcahy, good morning.
Good morning. What a list. I've got to live up to that for the next couple of hours, don't I?
Exactly. You do it comfortably.
Oh, that's very generous of you. Rennie, massive weekend.
Yes.
And in your world, in the sport world, how are you feeling? Because I saw you at the footy last night. You had so much stuff to cover.
There was a lot going on, wasn't there? Well, you were up early watching the Socceroos, I think, on Saturday morning.
Yes, absolutely.
So there was that. There was the footy. We had a few other bits and pieces.
The
Thunderbirds.
Yes.
How good was that on Saturday night?
Don't you just give them the keys to the city? Maybe they should run it from now on. They're very good.
They were unbelievable. So it was a big sporting weekend. I'm sort of going to just have to try and I'm still coming down a little bit from it, but hopefully this will get us back up.
Now, I want to play a quick game with you.
Yes.
Because there are that many sporting things to do, and you will probably win here, and it's not a very fair game if I am the person asking the questions, but we're going to do it anyway. I'm going to ask you how many sporting things you did over the weekend.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and I'll tell you what I did as well.
Okay.
Did you watch the Crows play on Friday night?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did. Yep.
Okay, so that's a tick for both of us.
Yep, that is.
Okay.
Did you get up early and watch the Socceroos?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did.
Yep.
Okay. Did you watch the Thunderbirds?
Oh, yeah, that was amazing. I was flicking between the footy and the Thunderbirds, but yes, the second quarter, that's as good a quarter of netball I've ever seen.
I missed it. I only saw it on social media.
Oh, did you? That's okay. That's okay.
That's all right. That's all right. And what else did we have? We had The footy last night.
The footy last night, poor game. I was there, so
I was not there. But I was very close to Adelaide Oval. I was over the road at the zoo taking my kids through the Illuminate.
Oh, beautiful.
That they've got there, which is amazing. I'm going to ask some bonus questions now.
Okay.
Did you have kids' sport over the weekend?
Yeah, I had 3 games of soccer.
Okay, so did I. I had under 7s footy. And did you go to any Sandfield games?
No, I didn't.
I did.
You did? Well done. You're a part of the South board,
yes,
I think, aren't you?
So South Adelaide's coach, Jared Wright, stepped down. It was his last game, so we went to Alberton to watch that, and it was a very good game and a lovely send-off, him walking through.
I think longest-serving coach. You were telling me
9
this.
9 years, yes. Longest-serving coach at South and a tremendous legacy he's had there. So he's really mentored some of the younger players. And I was talking to him about some of the lovely messages he's had from families as well, just saying, you've helped, shape our boy into the footy player he is today. So some really lovely memories that he's got there too.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it? I mean, yes, you want them to be great footballers and to win premierships and all of that, but I think that's almost secondary to you want them to be good young men and, the women in the women's system. But he obviously has been part of the men's program. And if he's done that, and that's a huge tick. And I know it's probably emotional, but good on him. Time for something new in his life, I'm sure.
Yeah. There are some lawns that are going to be mowed. Now, the extra bonus round is...
Okay.
So this is looking at NFL. There was royalty getting married on the weekend.
Yes.
Have you looked up anything to do with Taylor Swift's wedding to Travis Kelce?
Not deliberately, but I've seen some stuff pop up on my feed. So I don't know if that counts, but I haven't deliberately looked it up.
I have, so can I have a tick?
Okay,
Yeah,
you
thank
can definitely have a tick. And that kind of works. Yeah, Travis Kelce's in the NFL world.
Yeah.
Now, Amelia, what about you? It is so good to have you here and doing some 5AA Brekkie. Just for those wondering, they've been watching you for years, Read the Weather on Channel 7, doing an amazing job. What are you up to now? Because it's so good to have you in here and doing some media.
So I do the Selling SA segment on 7 News every Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoy that. And I also do a bit of work with Kate Collins, office sort of work. We have a bit of consulting work that we do together. So it's really lovely working with Kate, and I enjoy that. And then, just posting some events around town and hanging out with the fam, which is good.
Beautiful. Yeah, 2 young kids. And...
Yep. So, no, it's good. It's nice to just take a step back and do a few other things and then, be free to do some stuff like this too, Rennie.
Great. Well, it is so good to have you on for today and tomorrow, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun. We've got a big show coming up on 5AA Breakfast today, and you just mentioned it, Amelia, the wedding over the weekend. It's the wedding that, probably didn't stop the nation, but stopped the world. Travis Kelce.
If you are a Swiftie, you are into this. Like people,
big time.
It is all over social media. People are posting about this, but it is so, everything is held under lock and key. There's no photos other than, people going into the event or, a few outfits. You've seen a few, what celebs worn. But I'm dying to see just the dress or just any kind of photo.
Mm-hmm.
And just the ins and outs of a wedding that big. What's the bomboniere?
Yeah. So that's the gift for all the guests.
Yes. Yeah. Well, is it just a jar of chili oil like you get, or is it something? What was the bomboniere at your wedding?
Oh, you know what? I can't even remember.
Yeah.
That's bad. What was yours?
Ours was, it was like a custom cupcake. I'm a big sentimental sook, so my grandma had passed away. So it was just a little cupcake in memory of
Lovely.
her. Yeah.
But that's that heartfelt stuff, which is amazing. Now, it got me thinking, though, because she had an interview with Graham Norton, Taylor Swift, because we'll talk about our own weddings and we'd love to get your thoughts too, folks. What's the most stressful thing you've ever prepared for? Now, money's not really an object, obviously, for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. She spoke a year ago talking about who they were going to invite. Let's have a listen.
I think the only stressful weddings are the ones where you have a small amount and people are on the bubble, right?
Yes.
And you have to evaluate or assess your relationship with them to see if they should be there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
So she basically said it's going to be open slather, which is what she's done. She's lived up to it. I think something like 1,000 people were invited to this
That's
wedding,
massive.
which is huge.
Yes.
So it means they almost, now we were talking about it, they didn't have a bubble. They just said everyone's in the bubble that we've met or, is within the sanctum. When you had your wedding, I think we had it at the Saracens and your lovely husband, Matt, was managing it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
We had 160 odd. There was not a spare seat there. it was stressful. I've still left out people that I regret to this day.
So I have a very big family, like very,
Same.
very big family. So that just took up
A lot.
Matt, because he had maybe 10% of invites for his family, and then it was my family, and then you've got friends, and then you've got people you work with, and
Exactly.
it's a tier system.
Where do you draw the line?
Well, once you invite someone from the office, you've got to invite all those people. Otherwise, it's just not fair, right?
Yeah. So we were 160. How many were you for your wedding?
We were a bit over 200.
Wow. That's a big wedding.
That's the big Mulcahy family in action, though.
Yeah.
Like I've got cousins. You should see us do the Nutbush.
Yeah. But once you invite, you have to, it's one in all in, isn't it?
It's one in all. You cannot exclude family.
That's right.
In my family anyway.
Yes.
Everyone loves a wedding. Everyone will go to the wedding. You cannot exclude family. But I think it's more those, do you invite everyone you work with? What about that friend? Actually, a good friend gave me a bit of advice. If you would have dinner with this person, or you had in the last 12 months, invite them.
Yep. That's a nice rule.
Hopefully you don't do too many dinners.
Well, 8223 0000. We've got a beer and barbecue festival double pass.
Oh,
we want to know, it's a good prize, and that's 5AA's Ultimate Friday knockoffs at the Beer and Barbecue Fest. That's this Friday, the 10th of July. You'll get tickets for you and a mate to our VIP area, and we'll chuck in some beers and delicious barbecue food. What was the most stressful party you had to prepare for, and how did you do it? Your wedding, a party, anything. We'd love to hear from you this morning. Otherwise, you can send us a text, 0448 08 1395. What's the most stressful event you've had to plan for, and why? And where did you draw the line? We'd love to get your thoughts this morning. This is off the back of Taylor Swift and her wedding over the weekend.
I'd love to hear a good surprise party. If someone could ring in with a good surprise party, I'd love to hear that.
Haven't been to a surprise party for a while.
I love a surprise party, although I must admit I struggle being on time places. So the last surprise party I went to, I was maybe 30 seconds before the person who was being surprised. So
you made it.
I would love a good surprise party to call in.
All right, well, give us a call, folks. 8223 0000 is the number. We'll talk about the Taylor Swift wedding shortly. We'll do that in the next 20 minutes or so. We'll talk about the Socceroos. Unfortunately, they are out. All things sport as well with Jace Kemp. We'll catch up with the Weather Bureau. We've had such a wet start, and Amelia, you're all over this. Looking forward to that later this hour. Also, South Australian Police to find out what is happening. Very cold at the moment, so we'll talk homelessness and the struggle that is happening through winter at the moment. America, the USA, turned 250, and they did it in style. Donald Trump celebrating over the weekend. Timmy Ginniver will join us on the show. The reservoirs, how are they going? We're going to talk the property market as well. That's all before 8 o'clock, and then there's an Illuminate walk on tonight, which I know you're going to be a part of, Amelia. So we've got a huge show coming up today.
Massive show. Do you remember Million Paws Walk that the RSPCA used to do?
Yes.
They've teamed up with Illuminate this year. So tonight you're going to see hundreds of dogs walking down North Terrace. It's going to be amazing.
Brilliant. That will be spectacular.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. We are up and about, folks. 19 minutes past 6 o'clock. Time for a short break.
Learn your way at Charles Darwin University. With both online and on-campus options, you can balance your studies with your life. Invest in yourself and open new doors to kickstart or advance your career. You make CDU. Search CDU today.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
There are many reasons why Steinborner Automotive is well worth a trip, with over 400 cars in stock across 10 yards in Gawler, Barossa and Clare, including Steinborner Commercial Yard in Gawler, SA's biggest yard dedicated to certified low-kilometre used cars, utes, vans, 4x4s and, of course, the new Jack Ute. Along with outstanding service from our award-winning staff, you know it's well worth a trip to Steinborner Commercial Yard and Gawler Jack. View our whole range at steinborner.com.au.
Treat your family and friends to something a little fancy from FIVEAA, your family liquor stores. If you relish your winter reds and you like them full-bodied, we have SA-made Shiraz, Cabernet Sauvignon and Malbec for you. A great way to warm up is with a dram of whiskey, and we have many great Australian distilleries with their own distinct flavours. Beer tastes change too, but you're covered with local craft stouts and porters. FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store for over 50 years.
Now, if you haven't had a proper night out in ages and you still remember hitting the dance floor to anthems like Hot Stuff and Blame It on the Boogie, well, this is the show for you. It's called Boogie Wonderland, created by the team that brought you hit shows like Fawlty Towers and Dancing Queen. It's on July 10 to 12 at the Royal Coach Hotel, and that is located at 24 Decatterville Terrace at Kent Town.
I'm listening. This sounds like a lot of fun. It is a big interactive night featuring a delicious 2-course meal and wall-to-wall disco anthems from Donna Summer, Boney M, the Bee Gees and more. From YMCA to I Will Survive, the hits just keep on coming.
They do, don't they, Amelia? Boogie Wonderland, the disco show, July 10th to the 12th. That's at the Royal Coach Hotel, 24 Decatterville Terrace at Kent Town. Tickets at royalcoach.com.au.
Two legendary tyres, one incredible deal. This month at City Discount Tyres, buy any 3 selected Yokohama Blue Earth car tyres or any 3 selected Yokohama Geolander 4-wheel drive tyres and get the 4th tyre completely free. Whether you're commuting or heading off the beaten track, visit citydiscounttyres.com.au for expert advice and unbeatable value. City Discount Tyres, we're driven by value.
Stacey Lee here. I'm with Vincent Scarley from FIVEAA Financial Services. Vince, what is a reverse mortgage?
Unlike a normal mortgage, you never have to make any repayments. You might be retired and still have a small mortgage. That gets paid off. A huge relief. Or you've already paid off your home, but suddenly you need cash for emergency medical needs. Might want to buy a new car, update your kitchen, or take that trip of a lifetime you've always wanted. Or simply, the cost of living crisis is impacting your lifestyle. Also, some of them used it to help their children or grandchildren get into the property market. It's been a game changer for my clients. Whatever the reason, we have the solutions.
So call Vince on 1300 99 886. FIVEAA Financial Services.
Call me 1300 99 886.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Knockdown, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
5AA Winter Breakfast. Tom Rehn and Amelia Mulcahy.
Almost 23 minutes past 6 o'clock here on 5AA Breakfast. It is Amelia Mulcahy and Tom Rehn with you, and we're talking the Socceroos right now. Unfortunately, it was heartbreak going down in a penalty shootout to Egypt on Saturday morning, our time. Lucas Ronaldo's been doing a wonderful job for us and covering it over there as our 5AA correspondent. Lucas, good morning. Such a devastating way to go out. They fought all the way, but unfortunately not to be for the Socceroos.
Yeah, hey guys. Still feels raw. It feels raw a few days after. It's just disappointing the way to go out. We've had so many penalty shootout joys over the years, not in World Cups, but to have this disappointment and to do it that way, it's just gutting for the whole nation.
What's the latest from the team? And the one thing, Lucas, there's a lot of talk on social media about putting Lucas Harrington up so high. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I think there's always going to be talk with the penalty shootout and the way it goes. It's a hard one because penalty, the way they're decided, is so shrouded in mystery and who's going to take them. I must admit, I had a bit of a unique perspective because I was actually sat next to Harry Tutar's family.
Wow.
So that was pretty crazy to see firsthand just how disappointing it was for them. Him, I can understand, he's an experienced player taking that. But Lucas Harrington, getting an 18-year-old to take a penalty in a game like that, no matter if he's a defender or a striker, I think it was probably the wrong decision and one that he might not admit. But deep down, I think Tony Popovic might even regret that one. And then the things that have come out after the camp is that the other centre-back, Alessandro Ciccati, was meant to take a penalty, which having 3 centre-backs take your first 5 penalties just seems bizarre. But unfortunately, it's a mistake we'll have to learn from.
So how do we sort of sum up the World Cup, do you think, Lucas? I mean, a wonderful first-up win against Turkey. We get through the group stage, and it was a difficult group, but then knocked out. We still haven't won a knockout match at World Cups. How do you think, overall, the Socceroos would view this World Cup?
I think it's a par for me. I think it's a pass mark. Mm-hmm. I think anything not making out of the group in this new format would be a failure for Australia. but it's something to build on because there's so many young players in this team that we're always going to see the best of them maybe in 4 years' time. So as much as, it'd be amazing to go further, and I really felt that this was a launching pad for us. I think, look, this is the first World Cup I've been to, but from speaking to people here and from what I know about World Cups gone by, I really feel like Australia's found its voice at the World Cup. The support has been incredible, and it feels like the way we support our team has more come through in this World Cup. The joking aspect, the way Australians are, is sort of more evident than ever. And that's been amazing to see. And maybe that's something to build on. It feels like we've almost found our identity in a sense. So if we can still keep building on that in that aspect, that'd be amazing. And then on the pitch, we've got so many young players. So there's a lot to look forward to. It just stings right now, but now we need to look towards the Asian Cup in 6 months' time. And the area that's football has always hurt itself is the 6 months after a World Cup, because they're the most important 6 months in football, because that's when the game can grow, continue momentum. This time 4 years ago, we then made the decision to remove the grand final for a year from whoever earned it in the A-League, which was a massive mistake. We then, of course, had that Melbourne derby sort of disgrace where everyone ran on the pitch as a result of that. Football needs to keep this momentum going, and Football Australia needs to get investment to make sure that this isn't just a sugar hit and that this carries on.
Well said, Lucas. Just finally, Brazil-Norway 0-0 at the moment. Who's your tip from here? Who do you think's going to take out the event? There's some really good, strong sides that are left.
Well, Norway have looked good in this game individually. I think Brazil will end up taking it overall. For me, I can't look past France as the overall tournament holder. They've looked so good. Going into the tournament, I said Spain, but France, they've got the best team on paper. And when you've got Mbappe, Elise, all clicking on the same page, and Bella as well, they've just got so many weapons. And this is a real dynasty. I think in years gone by, we've talked about Brazil teams that sort of go on and are there in multiple tournaments in a row. Obviously, France didn't win it last time, but to be in 3 out of 3 grand finals would be World Cup finals would be incredible. So I think they're going to end up doing it.
It's going to be fascinating to see how it plays out. Lucas, safe travels, enjoy, and we'll catch up with you again soon. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Great stuff, Lucas Ronaldo there.
Fascinating perspective as well. I love that chat with Lucas.
Yeah, he's really good. He knows his stuff too. He's doing great work with the commentary also as part of Paramount's coverage. And a colleague of his joins us in the studio now, Jace Kemp, all thanks to Agostino Mitsubishi. You can get to Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for the Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990. Jace, I guess from a local perspective, a couple of games over the weekend, the most recent Port Adelaide, and a good win for them, albeit a lot of free kicks.
Yeah, morning to you both. It was a lot of free kicks. I think it was 70 in total, and that's a lot more than average. 36 is the average going around for an AFL match. And geez, it felt really over officiated. It was a tough watch, tough game for Port Adelaide. They got across the line. It was, it was tied all even Stevens at 3/4 time, and they managed to fight it out. And I thought they played well in that final quarter, but it was a hard watch to get there in the end, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Jason Horne-Francis outstanding against his old club. I know he's not been there for a few years now, but gee whiz, I just think, our best players, media performance, etc., they all cop it when they have a bad game, but I don't think people go to the football to listen to the whistle being blown. Now, I know it's
it's not nice to watch.
It's not.
We're stopping again.
And the thing was, Amelia, just being there, the whistle was going at just about every marking contest, and you had players looking at each other going, I don't know if it's yours or mine, and it's 30,000 people go there to watch the game of footy, not to hear the whistle blown. It was just frustrating, Jace. So, yeah, hopefully we don't see many more games like that.
No, I thought Jace Burgoyne had a really strong last quarter. I thought Miles Bergman coming back in, he played a good game. So a lot to look forward to with that Port Adelaide. They're still in that wild card contention, so fingers crossed. They face the Saints next week. Nuzaya Wanganeen-Miller, 46 yesterday.
I saw that.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. So they've got to try and keep the leash on him, make sure he doesn't get off, and it'll be an interesting game.
And the Crows, a pretty solid win against West Coast. They needed to bounce back. They did. It wasn't their best performance, but at least they got the 4 points.
They got the win. They come up against the Suns this weekend. Riley Thilthorpe, interesting, is laid out with illness. We'll see. He's a bit of a watch. They'll get Wayne Miller back this week. So
on the plane, Riley Thilthorpe.
Yeah.
He was sick on the way over.
A strange one. Yeah.
Okay.
So motion sickness, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
plane sickness.
Bizarre, isn't it?
I hope
But
not.
hopefully he's okay this week. And the Thunderbirds,
Let's finish on a high.
we're marvelling at how good they are.
Unbelievable. What a win. 3 in 4 years. It's a dynasty now. It's just incredible for those girls. Watch the game. Incredible game. Tough first quarter.
Yes.
It was a really tough first quarter. Physical game.
Yep.
And the second quarter, they just blew them apart. They got that buffer and they never looked back. It was an incredible performance from those
I
girls.
just wish it could be held here. I know we've had this
I know.
conversation
Yep.
and I understand, but I just wish it could be held here because just to watch them in your hometown, that win would have been incredible.
And they deserved it too. I mean, they were the top-ranked side, but because of the way the league's structured it now, they sold the rights to Melbourne.
Yes. So they're in the mall today?
They're in the mall today. If you want to get along and see them, they're going to have a presentation in the mall around midday. So it's great to see these girls. They deserve every bit of it. So
any excuse for pink confetti as well.
That's right. The pink army.
No, great work, Jace. It was a really brilliant performance from the T-Birds. We'll let you get back to the newsroom. Thanks so much.
Good morning to you both.
Good stuff. Well done, Jace. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow morning. Right now, it's time to head across to the newsroom.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy, heading for 16 with the 6:30 news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Brettig.
The X in Physio Extra stands for extra time, extra care, extra convenience to treat those niggling injuries. 6 locations. physioextra.com.
Auction clearance rates are down again as the Adelaide market weakens. Cotality data for the week shows Adelaide's fallen behind Melbourne and Sydney. Sentiment is also lower, with fewer homes going to auction and investors put off by federal budget tax reforms. It's expected to further weaken as home values drop. But Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has used an address to Labor Party faithful in Sydney to defend his government's tax changes.
For the first time in a generation, first home buyers are getting a fair crack. This is what delivering real change looks like.
Well, the Prime Minister is expected to sign a security agreement with Fiji in a bid to counter China's influence in the region. And Australia's Minister for Defence, Pat Conroy, will travel to Turkey this week to represent Australia at the NATO Leaders Summit. He's expected to address the summit and hold bilateral meetings over the 2-day event. A ram raid and firebombing of a Richmond tobacco shop has created chaos in Melbourne this morning. A car was driven into the tobacco shop before it erupted in flames. Fire Rescue Victoria Commander Brett Hamill says it's caused significant damage.
So at this stage, we look like we have 12 commercial businesses within that one building, and all have been significantly damaged by fire.
A tobacco shop less than a kilometre away was firebombed a week ago, indicating a resurgence in Melbourne's illegal tobacco wars. 3 teenagers were rescued by police last night after becoming lost in Onkaparinga River National Park. Polair spotted the trio deep within the park around 7:20. Patrols then hiked into the area on foot to escort them to safety. None of the teenagers were injured. A new book about Donald Trump's second term as US president has been released. 2 New York Times journalists conducted more than 1,000 interviews with both friends and foes of Mr. Trump. Jonathan Swan has told 60 Minutes they also spoke to the president himself.
He handed us a 2-page document, and he said it was written by a historian, and he wanted us to read it. And so it opens by saying Donald Trump is the most powerful man who's ever existed. It turned out, we went and did some research, this wasn't a historian, it was written by a former golf caddy.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Get to Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for the Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990.
Here's Jace Kemp.
Thank you, Kendall. Port Adelaide has kept their wildcard hopes alive with a 21-point win over North Melbourne. Coach Josh Carr has praised his defenders for holding off the Kangaroos.
I thought our team defence all night was pretty rock solid. You know, they did have a lot of disposals versus what we had, but I didn't think we allowed them to go anywhere.
Beth Mooney has blasted 64 runs in the Women's T20 World Cup final, with Australia beating England by 7 wickets. To Formula One, and Charles Leclerc has won a drama-filled British Grand Prix, which ended under safety car after Max Verstappen crashed on the final laps.
And off into the gravel, Max Verstappen from the podium. Unbelievable!
Aussie Oscar Piastri finished 11th. And finally, the round of 16 is underway at the World Cup this morning. Brazil is currently 0-0 with Norway at half-time, while England faces Mexico later this morning. And that's the 5AA Sport.
To the weather, partly cloudy, heading for 16, mostly sunny tomorrow, 17, and then partly cloudy on Wednesday and Thursday, tops of 17. At the moment, 10 on 5AA, Aways Adelaide.
Gentlemen, is your need to peel a time getting in the way of your social life? Caruso's Peelers to the rescue. Caruso's Peelers contain Schisandra chinensis, a fruit extract traditionally used in Chinese medicine to relieve urinary frequency, plus zinc to support prostate health. So, if your need to peel a time is getting in the way of your social life, try Caruso's Peelers today. Caruso's Peelers comes with a money-back guarantee and is available from leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Build like a brick house. Basic Trailers make quality trailers of all sizes here in Adelaide. Made with Australian steel, you get 12 months warranty and factory direct pricing across SA. Visit basictrailers.com.au. Basic Trailers. Basically better.
Now, Amelia, if you love your home but you've never been in love with your kitchen, the good news is the answer's not far away.
It's just 15 minutes up the freeway, actually. That's where you'll find Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It boasts the largest kitchen design showroom in the Adelaide Hills, and it's a family business with 35 years of experience, so they care about taking care of you.
Which is great, and their expertise goes further than kitchens. They can create laundries, linen cupboards, robes and vanities, plus all cabinet installations are backed by a 10-year warranty.
Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream kitchen a reality. See more at balhannakitchens.com.au.
Credit Union SA was started by teachers for teachers, and we're still supporting the education community here in South Australia today. Through our Knowledge Counts banking benefits package, we provide special offers, discounts and products for the South Australian education community and their eligible immediate family members. It's our way of saying thank you. Search Credit Union SA Knowledge Counts for more information and to check your eligibility. Terms, conditions and lending criteria apply.
Need to catch your breath? Catch the train with Steam Ranger's Heritage Highlander through the Adelaide Hills to stunning Strathalbyn. Enjoy the charm of country rail travel by steam or diesel, with morning and afternoon departures from Mount Barker, just a 30-minute drive from the city. Or board from the historic tourist town of Strathalbyn for a return trip through the Ranges. Most Sundays and school holiday Fridays from now till November. Escape for the day the old-fashioned way with the Steam Ranger Heritage Railway.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
5AA Winter Breakfast. Tom Rehn and Amelia Mulcahy.
It's so good to be with you. 22 minutes to 7 o'clock on this Monday, the 6th of July. We've got a big half hour coming up as well. Looking forward to it. We'll chat with the Weather Bureau, Amelia, and I know you're all over it.
Love them.
As you always are. You do such a brilliant job with the weather.
Thank you.
Well, I know I know you're not, doing it every day like you were at 7, but you're still very passionate about it.
Yes, do love it.
So we'll chat with them. We'll also talk with South Australian Police. We're going to cross over to the US in a moment or so also, and a few text messages coming through.
Because we are talking about the most stressful party you've organised because, of course, Taylor Swift, whether you love her or not, you don't want to hear about it, that's fine, but it is a huge wedding. Taylor Swift got married to her absolute sweetheart, Travis Kelce, who we love. I'm invested in this. And so we're asking, they had about 1,000 people. We're asking, what's your most stressful party that you've had to organise? I was hoping for a surprise party. We've got one. A text here, I organised a surprise birthday for my mum with over 120 people attending. That's a lot to coordinate a surprise with. I told my mum we were throwing a surprise for my niece, but little did my mum know my niece was the one keeping her busy for the day. When they came in, my mum yelled, "Surprise, we got you to my niece." Oh, and then she looked around and realised the guest demographic was about 30 years older and they were all her friends. I love that she surprised herself. So grateful that nobody spilled the beans and ruined the surprise. So I love that one. But I've got another one that just says, my stressful parties are kids' birthday parties. We've been at both ends where nobody RSVPs and everyone shows up. That's tricky.
That's always
often
hard.
If it's a bounce or something, you've got to pay for those things well in advance. So an RSVP is nice.
And then you want the lolly bags and all of that kind of stuff as well.
You do, oh, gosh, bane of my existence, kids' lolly bags. Can we get rid of them?
Yeah, they're not much fun.
No.
I wonder if there were lolly bags for Tay-Tay and Travis Kelce.
Surely. Some whiz-fizz.
Let's find out from Reed Butler, who's the Nine News US correspondent. Reed, good morning to you. What a wedding. I mean, it's the show that I said a little bit earlier, probably stopped the globe, didn't it? It was a massive wedding celebration.
Oh, it was insane, guys. And no lolly bags, apparently, but I did read this morning that I think each of the 1,000 guests walked away with a Cartier watch.
Wow.
So that's a pretty good, that's a pretty good gift for the guests.
I was wondering, Reed, what does someone like Taylor Swift do as wedding bomboniere? They can't just do a little bag of sugar-coated almonds. A watch, you're saying?
Yeah, that would be pretty good, wouldn't it? But yeah, it was just an incredible spectacle and just amazing that they were able to pull it off. Essentially, a private wedding with the biggest pop star in the world, obviously Travis Kelce, hugely famous as well, in the middle of New York City. And we still haven't seen a picture of the dress. We haven't seen any real images from inside. We don't really know what's happened inside. We've got a few juicy details that are starting to come out. But, yeah, essentially she managed to pull off the biggest wedding, America's answer to a royal wedding, without anyone catching a glimpse, including myself.
And
very disappointing.
I've been searching too, Reed. I've been searching too. There's nothing. Hey, I heard that Adam Sandler was a celebrant.
Yes, and he's a good mate of the couple, and he was officiating the ceremony. Apparently, he wrote a song for Taylor and Trav and sang the song to the crowd, which is just I don't know, pretty weird. But apparently, it was very touching and funny at the same time, and everybody loved it. But yeah, that was interesting. Just so many celebrities were there. You had Bradley Cooper, Gigi Hadid. Hugh Grant, we saw him walking in. We actually got a glimpse of him. He came and waved at us when he came into Madison Square Garden. It would have been crazy in there. And the best bit about it is, for the guests anyway, they all signed NDAs. They all had their phones taken off them, so they could do whatever they wanted once they get in. They could let their hair down. They danced to the early hours of the morning and no prying eyes anywhere. That's
amazing, isn't it, Reed? And look, I guess Adam Sandler, he is the wedding singer, so he's, done it. But how much, Reed, do we estimate something like this would cost? We know that weddings, there's a bit of a premium put on when, normal Joe Blow and his lovely wife put on a show. But what about a wedding like this? It must be in the tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah, at 30 million is the estimate.
Wow.
So they rented out Madison Square Garden for 3 days. They had the rehearsal dinner with about 100 people on the first night. The second day was the big ceremony with the 1,000 guests, and then the third day was for kind of cleanup. So yeah, huge amount of money. She is a billionaire, Tay. So it's probably it was a drop in the ocean for her to get all that security and everything like that. She couldn't really put a price on that. But yeah, it makes you think. Puts it into perspective, right? You think normal weddings are expensive, then you hear $30 million. Oh, my God.
I did also read somewhere that they donated, I think it was about $26 million to charity as a thing as well. So I think that's very lovely.
Yeah, so lovely. I think they were there were a lot of angry New Yorkers that I came across who were really peeved by the road closures and all of that sort of stuff. So I think this was maybe Tay and Trav trying to keep people on side, because it did really shut down a huge part of the city. And it was on the most, they chose the most hectic possible time, July 4th celebrations, the public holiday in the United States. The World Cup was on and Tay-Tay's wedding. So, yeah, it was crazy. New York was just going absolutely off.
That's what you do when you're planning a wedding, though. Try and, pick the long weekend to make it easy.
That's right.
I wonder what the recovery was like.
Yeah, well, I'd love to know what the recovery was like. I'm sure they were. I think they partied hard from all accounts. So I'm sure there's a lot of hungover celebrities, but I'm sure it was really fun. I want to know where the recovery was as well. And then of course, the honeymoon. There's some rumours that maybe they're coming to Australia as part of their honeymoon tour. So that would be amazing. And that might be a bit harder to keep under wraps than the wedding.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, amazing times. Reed, thank you so much for bringing us up to date with everything happening over there. I'm sure some more details will start to pour out over the coming days.
Some Mickey D's after. Maybe she just got them all out.
I the dress.
That's it. Me too.
Yeah, the dress. Exactly. Reed, look forward to your report tonight. Really appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.
Great stuff. Reed Butler there, the 9 News US correspondent. Yeah, bit of Mackie D's at the end of it all.
Oh, yeah, why not? Nothing like a cheeseburger. Double Mac, anyway.
Now, Amelia, it is time to talk a little bit of weather this morning.
Yeah, we're going to go to Tom Anderson from the Bureau of Meteorology, who's here. Tom, doesn't sound like it's going to be as wet over the next couple of days as it was last week.
Good morning, Amelia. No, I'd be surprised if it's that wet for quite a while. We're looking, at least during the working week, to be a really lovely winter's week in town. So we're looking at a top of 16 today for Adelaide, 15 for most of the suburbs. So Glenelg, Elizabeth, Noarlunga all looking at 15 as a top today. Slightly colder at Mount Barker, only 13 today, but basically going to see those same maximums for the majority of the week, or slightly warmer, maybe a degree warmer tomorrow and Wednesday, but very settled conditions, mostly sunny throughout the day. Possibly coming into the weekend, we might see some showers return, but again, we would not expect them to be anything like what we saw last week.
Thank goodness, because I have lots of washing to do, Tom.
Yeah, it should be a good week for washing, really. So maybe get ahead of it. If you're one of those people that maybe takes a couple of weeks to do your bedding, it could be good to get in for the next couple of days.
I love that. Laundry and weather. Thank you so much, Tom. Great to chat to you.
No worries, thank you.
Great stuff. Tom Anderson there from the Bureau of Meteorology. Time to head out to South Australian Police. Senior Constable Matt Hale is on the line. Matt, what can you tell us about a serious crash at Williamstown?
Yes, police and emergency services were called to Victoria Terrace in Williamstown about 10:30 last night following reports of a car crashing into a tree. The driver and sole occupant, a 32-year-old Ulibury man, suffered life-threatening injuries and he's been taken to hospital. Investigations are continuing into the circumstances of that crash. So if you have dash cam footage and you may be able to assist the investigation, please do get in touch through Crime Stoppers on the free call number 1-800-333-000 or online.
And then there was also reports that a thief was found in a vacant property yesterday at North Haven too, Matt.
Yes, this is a good detection by the police. We were called to a property on French Place in North Haven around 6:20 yesterday evening after reports of a trespasser inside the premises. When the patrols arrived, a man was found hiding in the roof space of the property. He was also found in possession of electrical cable that had been taken for the building, as well as lots of tools in his backpack. Now, when the police moved to arrest the man, he resisted them violently. And thankfully, really thankfully, no police were injured at all in that arrest. The 33-year-old North Haven man was arrested and charged with serious criminal trespass, theft, property damage, going equipped for those tools, and assaulting the police and resisting arrest. He was also charged with trafficking a controlled drug as part of a separate ongoing investigation. Police refused his bail. He'll be attending the Port Adelaide Magistrate Court on Monday, today.
And just quickly, you've also got a traffic warning for us this morning, Matt.
Yes, please exercise caution. Port Wakefield Highway, just outside Virginia. There's been two semi-trucks have crashed, and there's been diesel spills over the road. Thankfully, no injuries there either, but just take your time, pay attention to what's going on in front of you, and just get to where you need to go today.
Well said. Thanks so much for your time this morning, Matt. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Senior Constable Matt Hale there from South Australian Police. Let's have a bit more of a look at the traffic now. You can enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof designed, manufactured and installed locally by Louver House.
Morning there. Roads looking really good for the run-in today on a back-to-work Monday, which is nice. Racks and rack-down free. Shouldn't have too many hassles. Do have some work still hard for Wingfield, the Port of Expressway to Hanson Road. Bit sluggish at St Mary's for work. South Road as you just get off the Southern Expressway. And activity too at Camden Park, Morford Road near Maxwell Terrace. Early morning camera, Cabin Road, Dry Creek. Want that big deal feeling? You can this Prime Day with big savings on beauty, fitness, fashion and more. You'll feel like a big deal. Don't miss Prime Day, July 7 to 13. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
Firsthand, get a clear explanation and approve it instantly by SMS. No surprises, just total transparency. Call 1300 Automasters.
You can feel the difference.
Building or renovating? Fridge or washer given up? Check out the Harvey Norman Clearance Centre today. 919 Marion Road, Marion. Big brand cooking and laundry appliances, TVs, fridges, washers, dryers, ovens, cooktops, and even the kitchen sink. Factory seconds, ex-display, overstocks, refurbished, carton damage and new lines. Stock arriving weekly. All stock comes with a manufacturer's warranty. Harvey Norman Clearance Centre, 919 Marion Road, Marion.
Well, you might have noticed mum or dad needing a bit more help at home, from nursing support like wound care or medication management to social support like taking loved ones shopping, to events or just keeping them company. A little help at home can make all the difference. And when that moment arrives, turn to Rest Haven, South Australia's trusted provider for over 90 years.
Should you need them, their compassionate nurses are also highly trained in palliative care. Rest Haven makes it easier for families to stay connected and supported at home for longer. Rest Haven also offers respite cottages with planned activities for times when you can't be there or when you need a well-earned break.
Local, award-winning, reliable. Rest Haven, the name SA families trust when independence matters most. You can find out more at their website, resthaven.asn.au.
Is your outdoor area living up to its potential? If not, speak to Luba House and transform your outdoor area with an opening and closing roof that's ready for next summer. An SA family-owned business, Luba House do everything: planning, design, council approvals, local manufacturing and installation, so you'll have peace of mind it's done right. Don't wait any longer. Find out more with a free design, measure and quote. Bring your outdoor area to life with Luba House. lubahouse.com.au.
With Automasters AutoCam, you get a video report on your car with an itemised quote. See the issue, get a clear explanation and approve it instantly by SMS. Call 1300 Automasters.
You can feel the difference.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
5AA Winter Breakfast. Tom Wren and Amelia Mulcahy.
And it is right on 6:52 here on 5AA Brekkie. Don't forget you can tune in on the 5AA Breakfast Facebook and YouTube live stream. Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in my boots. Register or donate today. walkamile.org.au. And Amelia, it is in the middle of winter. We just heard the credit there, winter breakfast, which means it's very cold and a lot of people doing it tough at this time of year.
It is really difficult conditions. I often think this, especially in the rain that we had last week. But then, you know, when you have clear skies, it's actually a lot colder in the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, right now it's 9 degrees in the city, and you just think sleeping rough, sleeping in a car, it would just be some of the hardest, you know, the hardest stuff you can do. We have had, news out that a code blue, that's something that the government puts in place. We often talk about code blues in the news, but just to give you a bit of background, that's something that the government puts in place when there are extreme weather conditions. So they might do that in the heat, and then at this time of year, obviously, in the wintry weather conditions. And what that does is that means homelessness services, they'll increase their operating hours. They might maybe put more staff on, and they put sort of practical measures into play as well. So whether that's distributing more clothing, water, food, blankets, that sort of things. They also open up places where people can, seek refuge, which may not usually be open. So that's some of the things we do to keep people safe in these kind of conditions. But it would just be incredibly dreadful. And I know that we often hear this, services that do look after people faced with homelessness are just faced with the most incredible demand at the moment. To tell us a bit more about it now, we're going to go to Chris Burns from the Hutt Street Centre. Chris, good morning to you. We always love having you on the show. How is everything for the Hutt Street Centre at the moment? What's the demand like, and what are you seeing?
Good morning, Amelia and Tom. Yeah, look, it's unprecedented at the moment. Over the last 4 years, we've had a 42% increase in demand, but at the moment, we're at a peak at the moment, and it's just freezing cold. And at the end of last week, we had the pouring rain. So it's very demanding in terms of supporting people who are either rough sleeping or homeless.
Chris, why is that number going up so sharply, do you think, at the moment? You mentioned 42%. What's the main reason behind that?
Well, there's two key causes. The cost of living crisis is what is driving people into homelessness. They just can't afford the costs. It keeps them homeless because they can't get out of it. And then there's no exit because there's virtually no houses available, no social housing for them to move to. And so we've got a backlog of people who can't get housed and out of homelessness. At the same time, we have a build-up of new people coming in. And the people that are coming in are people who never expected to be homeless, who were living quite finely in the suburbs in a rental a month ago, and then the landlord said, no, I've got to up your rent by 30%, and with all the other costs, they're forced to become homeless.
And who are the kinds of people we're seeing, Chris? Are these families? Who are you seeing that you're shocked by?
Well, it's a younger demographic now. The traditional old man that people thought of as the homeless. Now it's young, poor professionals. Sadly, we've had a 77% increase in the number of females accessing our services.
Oh my gosh.
So a lot of single women, single mothers, who didn't have stable employment, relationship breakdown, and turned to us for support, which happily we're there to support them and make sure that we get them back on that path to what we call home fullness.
And Chris, for those that want to sort of help, I suppose, and assist if they can with services or resources, what should they do, or where would you point them?
Look, the best thing for us is go to our website, huttstreetcentre.org.au, and on that website there's various ways people can donate financially, material aid at the moment, things like sleeping bags and raincoats are so important, or they can indeed volunteer their own services. Which we can't open our doors without volunteers. So there's many ways that people can support services like ours.
My auntie's in the kitchen this morning, Chris, so I'll get you to say hello.
Oh, wow.
When you get in.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We might just go to Clinton from Vinnie's now. Clinton, this Code Blue's been extended. What does that mean for you guys?
Well, look, as with Chris West, certainly seeing an increased demand for all of the things that we provide, material assistance like blankets, food, clothing vouchers for our stores. We're out in the community visiting anywhere between 400 and 450 people a week. We're doing that with our volunteers, and the last couple of months, it's terrible. As Chris said, we've seen about a 30% increase just in the people calling in seeking help.
I don't think a lot of people actually know that kind of outreach, Clinton, that you guys do. You have volunteers that have different areas in Adelaide and they'll go visit rough sleepers and check in on them. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's about 58 different spots throughout our state, which is quite extraordinary, and they're all volunteers, all Vinnie's volunteers and members that are out there doing that. And it could be anything from, I've done it myself. We see people in a park. We might see people in their car. We might see people in their home that they're struggling to keep over their heads. It's quite an unseen, extraordinary service that's provided. But I think that certainly, for me, brings the human face of what we're seeing to life because, as Chris said, there's single women, there's single men, there's families where both partners are working, trying to choose between food or keeping the heater on. And at a time like this, I guess it's easy to take advantage of being able to push that switch and get a bit warm.
Yeah.
That's not something that many people can do in South Australia.
How many people roughly do you think are sleeping in their cars at the moment? Can you hazard a guess?
Well, look, I think at any one time there's about 7,000 people in the state which might be classified as homeless. So they might be living on the street, they might be living in a car, they might be couch surfing, but there's just that unstable roof over their head, basically. So we have two shelters. We've got our women's shelter and our men's shelter, but both of those are full really at any one time anyway. So we layer over the complication of the cold and the wet, which we're seeing. It's very, very hard.
Just the quickest shout out, Clinton. How can people help if they want to jump in?
Well, a little bit like with Hutt Street, if they visit vinnies.org.au/SA, that's our South Australian website, and you can provide anything from sort of things to keep people warm, always looking for volunteers. We have our Fred's Van Meal Service that operates in 10 locations throughout the state. That's about 700 or 800 meals a week we're doing. If you can help there, that's great. And then there's ways too on there for people that want to donate to our winter appeal. So we would really appreciate any support for people to give.
Thanks so much for coming on this morning, Clinton, and shining a torch on a really important issue. It's great that you can come on and share some of those stories and stats. And look, it is important to remember, isn't it? It is so cold in the morning, but we're lucky. We have a roof over our head and, nice warm blankets. And
we can turn the heater on.
And we can turn the heater on. But for a lot of people, they can't. And what was it, 7,000 people, I think you said?
It's an unreal stat. And 77% increase in women seeking help at the moment.
And, yeah, it's just awful.
If you can help out, please do.
Yeah, absolutely. No, well said. Thanks so much, Amelia. It is time to head across to the newsroom with Kendall Brennig and Jace Kemp.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
Local news and information first. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 16 with the 7 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Brettig.
30 years strong. Physio Extra providing personalised treatment, modern facilities and trusted results for every patient. PhysioExtra.com.
A man's fighting for life after a crash in the Barossa last night. Senior Constable Matt Hale says his car hit a tree on Victoria Terrace at Williamstown.
The driver and sole occupant, a 32-year-old Ulibarri man, suffered life-threatening injuries and he's been taken to hospital. Investigations are continuing into the circumstances of that crash. So if you have dashcam footage and you may be able to assist the investigation, please do get in touch.
And 2 trucks have collided on Port Wakefield Highway just outside Virginia and there's diesel spilt on the road. No injuries have been reported there. Melbourne's tobacco wars have erupted again with a Richmond store set alight in a dramatic early morning ram raid. More from Brian Wilson.
Around 4:15 this morning, an SUV was driven into the facade of a tobacco store on Victoria Street. Callers to 000 reporting hearing an explosion and seeing a ball of flames engulf the shop. Despite a massive firefighting response, 12 adjoining businesses were damaged by the inferno. Nearby communities also warned to avoid breathing the thick, toxic smoke. Crews remain on the scene with investigations continuing. Today's arson attack follows last week's firebombing of another tobacco shop less than a kilometre away. That incident affecting 5 neighbouring businesses.
8 people have been rescued from a seaplane in the US which landed in New York City's East River. Authorities say the aircraft struck a wave during a hard landing, causing it to partially capsize and a wing strut to snap. Australia's Minister for Defence Industry will head to Turkey for this year's NATO summit. Hugh Phillips has details.
Pat Conroy will represent Australia at the NATO Leaders Summit. During the event, the Minister is set to hold bilateral meetings in areas of strategic collaboration, including defence industrial opportunities. The conflict in Ukraine is expected to be high on the agenda. Last month, Australia gave $100 million in assistance to the nation in an effort to strengthen its military capability.
A Victorian footballer is on end-of-life care after a tragic accident while playing on Saturday. 27-year-old Nathan Fitzgerald hit his head on a covered cricket pitch during a tackle. Teammates, family and friends are preparing to say goodbye to the much-loved teacher and Epping Reserves player. President Luke De Vincenta says everyone's heartbroken.
They're really struggling. They would have just, wished Nathan good luck before the game yesterday, not expected the outcome that has occurred.
And the celebrations continue for the Adelaide Thunderbirds today after their Super Netball Grand Final win with a reception in Rundle Mall at midday. Key landmarks in the city will also be illuminated pink tonight, including the Adelaide Riverbank Pedestrian Bridge, the Convention Centre, Adelaide Town Hall and the Adelaide Oval. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Get to Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for the Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990.
And Jace Kepp, it was a great win by the girls.
Yeah, it was. It certainly was for them. And they were going to have some celebrations later today, which is going to be fantastic. To football, and Port Adelaide has survived a second-half comeback to beat North Melbourne by 21 points. Coach Josh Carr praised Miles Bergman's return to the side after surgery on an injured toe.
From his body language to him coming to us during the week and said that he's ready to go, and he gave us a lot of confidence from there, and he's a leader at a football club now, so it's a real credit to him to have himself prepared and ready to go and go out there and play a really strong role for us and towards that win.
The AFL has dished out more than $60,000 in fines for Saturday's melee between Collingwood and the Gold Coast. Braden Maynard and Took Miller avoided suspension for umpire contact. To cricket, and Beth Mooney has blasted 64 runs in the Women's T20 World Cup final, with Australia beating England by 7 wickets. To Formula One, and Charles Leclerc has won the British Grand Prix, which ended under safety car after Max Verstappen crashed on the final laps.
With a last lap shootout for the major places. No. Ending, but it doesn't come in. The graphic was the safety car was in this lap according to the timing page, and the safety car has been redeployed once again.
While Aussie Oscar Piastri finished 11th. And finally, Brazil and Norway are locked at 0-0 in the second half of their round 16 match at the World Cup. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now to the traffic.
Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Morning there. Got big delays this morning in Virginia with a 2-truck crash. That's on Port Wakefield Road near Carmelo Road, causing really big delays. Works will go for an Eagle Farm today. Bridge Road near Research Road, and sluggish at Wingfield for works too today. The Port of Expressway near Hanson Road ramp. Early morning, Camera McGill Road, McGill. Instead of worrying about what ifs, set your business up right with ANZ and start to wonder what's the best that could happen. Start your business right. Search ANZ Business Start Right. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
To the weather, partly cloudy 16 today, mostly sunny tomorrow 17, and partly cloudy on Wednesday and Thursday, tops of 17. At the moment 10 on 5AA, Waze Adelaide.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, Always Adelaide.
You're simply the best. Knockdown, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
5AA Winter Breakfast. Tom Wren and Amelia Mulcahy.
We are into it here on 5AA Breakfast. It is 7 minutes past 7 o'clock. Hope you're having a great start to your day. A little bit chilly out there. Just a reminder, we are on the 5AA Breakfast Facebook and YouTube live stream. You can step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in my boots. Register or donate today. walkamile.org.au. And a big hour coming up. We'll talk about the US celebrating birthday number 250 in style. We'll cross over to Marley Hogan from 7 News a little bit later this hour. We'll also hear from Timmy Ginniver. He called the game yesterday between Port Adelaide and North Melbourne. Reservoirs, Amelia, is a big talking point with all the rain we've had.
Yes.
And right now, we want to talk about energy prices.
Well, we do. We were just talking before about the Code Blue, the government extending the Code Blue, which is providing more homelessness services because it is just so cold. But that also begs the question of power bills. Because to heat your house, especially if you've got a house which might be an old house or is it insulated well or whatever, it costs a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't even begin to tell you what, I've got 2 small kids, what our young kids, I should say, they're regular height, but I can't even begin to tell you what our power bill was last winter. You know, you don't want kids get coughs and colds. You don't want to not turn it on. But why would you when it is so expensive? Now, power bills are the new petrol prices in my book. We're being told to shop around. I want you to just play a quick little snippet of Kaya Maher, is the Deputy Premier, a press conference that he had yesterday.
People should look around. People should look around. People can and should shop around.
Do you have a message for Origin?
I think people should look around.
I think he's telling us that he wants us to shop around. Now, that is previously something you would hear at an RAA press conference when it comes to petrol prices.
Yes.
Shop around. Make sure you know the fuel cycle. The only thing is that, in my opinion, and, you know, correct me if you feel differently here, Rennie, but it is really hard to shop around. when it comes to...
And change providers.
And change providers.
There's a lot of paperwork that goes into it. It's, difficult to break out and it's time consuming as well.
But also, really, what does it all mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like there are different, there are tariff periods, there are off-peak periods, there are, they're all broken down into different numbers and not really all of them look the same. Now, I know that there is I think it's federally, a government website where you can sort of compare them all, and that's quite good. But if you're not that savvy or, who has the admin time?
And how do you know, like you said, with all the different rates, etc., which one's going to marry up to be the best value?
Oh, exactly. And who has the time if you've got a household to run and all a work, a job that you've got to do and all these other things? Who has the time to sit down at the end of a day and just go through all of this sort of stuff? I mean, you've got to try and make sure that the best deal you've got it. And that was certainly what we were being told in that press conference yesterday. But I do want to talk to someone now just to get a bit of a gauge on, is it actually even possible to shop around for your power price? We've got joining us right now Kevin Morrison, who's an IEFA energy analyst. Kevin, how easy is that to do? Am I just being scared of a bit of admin work?
Yes, good morning, Amelia. Look, it is, it's absolutely right. It is very difficult because, all these retailers, they're all getting they're in turn buying electricity from the wholesaler, from the electricity generator, and so they've all got to pay the same price, and so it's really just they've only got their sort of retail margin that they can play around with, and they do it in all sorts of ways. Because we also have, particularly in South Australia, there's a lot of households that are solar rooftop. On their rooftop. There's even an increasing number that have batteries. And so, with those households, there's all sorts of offers, like they may be paying higher electricity prices and then very, very low, they're getting very low money for sending their excess solar power back into the grid. So, and you're right, it's a bit of a minefield in terms of what is the best offer, depending on what sort of house you've got. Have you got the solar, then it might be better to go with one provider over another. But in this sort of case, when we're talking about concessional electricity users, they really don't have to. It's probably even harder for them because there's less for them to play around with, particularly if they don't have solar or they don't have a battery. And I'm just taking the assumption that many of those don't.
Now that what we were talking about in the concession card holders, there was just prior to the election around 200,000 concession card holders received letters from the state government promoting an offer with Origin Energy. Now, many of them have been advised that their bill is going up. Is that something that's quite a regular occurrence? You do need to keep tabs on those sorts of things?
You do, yeah. But now that we've just started a new financial year, and we had the rates out earlier that how much they were going to go up by, and I think for South Australia, it was somewhere about 1% or so. So it was it should be a relatively small increase. So what it sounds like what Origin done kind of is more than that 1% increase. So it sort of sounds a bit like what the supermarkets have been accused of claiming they've got retail discount prices, but they increased the prices of those products before saying that they had discounts on them. So it sounds a little bit similar. The marking of these prices, there's a few sort of tricks in the works as well.
It just seems hardly fair. Okay, so Kevin, if someone has received a bill recently and they are just blown away by what this bill is, what are the steps they can take at looking at either shifting or what are some things you would suggest?
Look, there is, there are websites. Just type in a Google search and you get all sorts of things. But then you've got to be careful of those because some of those could be aligned with electricity providers as well. So you'll be could be a sort of a biased opinion. I mean, if you're really upset, there is the ombudsman that you could go there, but that's also a lengthy process, and there's no guarantee that it's going to be resolved anytime soon. Obviously, you sort of can make going complaints to your local MP that you're not happy about this, and you will be, you are a voter, so that should give them some thought.
But if you're looking Kevin, at your power bill, and you're looking at a competitor, what are the little areas that I want to be checking for? What's really key when you're looking at switching?
It's all the rates, and it's also, you've got to just think about your electricity usage, because we've got the peak period, you've got the shoulder period, and off peak, and you just got to work out what your energy usage pattern is, and what time of the day, and normally that's sort of broken down in your bill, like for those three components. So that's what if to say most of your electricity is consumed during the peak period, you want to look at the most competitive rates for that peak period. That will be probably the number one step, and then sort of work out from there. What's your second? Is it the off peak? Is that when you mainly use your more electricity than say the shoulder period? It's just sort of those, and then just working out the numbers from there. But as I say, going back, those retailers that you're buying your electricity from, they're pretty much all got the same wholesale cost, unless some of them are got their own sort of generating infrastructure. Others are just pure sort of electricity resellers. They buy the wholesale from the generators and then resell it to the consumer. Others are sort of vertically integrated, like Origin. They would have their own power generator. So it just depends, and it varies from state to state as well.
So shop around, Kevin? Is that what we should do?
Well, look, I don't want to sound like a politician, just gather as much information as you can that's sort of publicly available, from the different companies. Sometimes it might be worth just phoning up another provider and saying, look, I've been charged this. Can you give me a better price?
I like that. I like that option best, because my mind is kind of shutting down with all the admin there, reading them all and going through all the stuff. But I do like that tip, Kevin. Thank you so much for just breaking it down a little bit this morning. Shopping around, but also maybe giving him a call.
Yeah, absolutely. No, well done. Thank you so much for that, Kevin Morrison, IFA Energy Analyst. America, 250th birthday over the weekend. It was a big celebration. Miley Hogan, 7 News US correspondent, joins us now. She's in Washington. Miley, it was a big party and a big moment for the country.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And look, from coast to coast, Americans were out celebrating the 250th anniversary of their independence, from small towns to big cities. In, middle America, the heart of America, you had people having their barbecues, their parades, celebrations, and then in the big cities, places like LA, there was a big block party, and then over in New York City, amazing big fireworks display, an incredible flyover. They're known as the Blue Angels, with this red, white and blue flyover display going past the Statue of Liberty, and it was just beautiful images. And there was also a tall ship that went through the Hudson as well. And then in Washington, D.C., there was the big Trump extravaganza that finally went ahead after hours and hours of delays.
What were the delays for?
Well, there's an extreme heat wave at the moment on the east coast of the country. 40 degrees is what it was yesterday, but with the humidity, it felt like 46, according to authorities. They actually had to cancel the parade. And then it was a little bit chaotic, I will admit. I was down there, and the security was extremely tight to get into the National Mall where this event was going to be held. And people were confused. They were extremely hot. It was very difficult to get in. They weren't letting people in because they didn't want them all walking around in the heat for too long. But then everyone was just standing on the outside in the heat waiting to get in. Then eventually they evacuated the event altogether because of a thunderstorm that came through. And then at around 11 p.m. at night, Donald Trump finally came out, did a speech, and then seconds before midnight, the very first firework went off in DC.
So it's practically New Year's Eve for something that wasn't supposed to be. It doesn't sound like
it was an extremely long day.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it went entirely smoothly, Miley, but I guess something, momentous to celebrate. Are there any other celebrations or what's in store today after that?
Well, I think today is a day for Americans to kind of relax, be with their families. Yesterday was a big party day, lots of barbecues, friends, everyone getting together, and now they can relax today and then back to work for everybody tomorrow. So it's a Sunday here, a nice holiday weekend. People tend to travel, get out of the big cities, go back to their hometowns, and it's a really fun, nice time to be in America. But also it has been a little bit political this year as well, exposing some of the deep divides in this country. But for the most part, what I've witnessed, people have really enjoyed themselves this year.
And Miley, the World Cup has been huge. We've been taking it all in from a Socceroos point of view. How's the event been viewed over there? Have Americans really bought into it? It seems like it's been a massive carnival and festival and people have loved it.
You know, I've been saying I've drawn the short straw. My colleague Rob got to go on tour basically with the Socceroos all to the different games. But I've also been very lucky. I've had been able to go down to the pub with the Americans and watch the games and enjoy it, and it's been really fun. We're in DC, and all the Australians, the expat community, got together to watch the game, so that's been amazing. And I mean, the other day the Americans were playing at the same time, so we had to beg them to turn one of the TV screens over to the Aussie game. But, it's been great. There's been such a good atmosphere here. Everyone's really enjoying it. Just walking through the streets, everyone's got their different jerseys on and getting around it. So that's been really fun as well.
Well, Miley, it's been a big weekend with the 250th celebration. The World Cup rolls on. Norway on the cusp of a massive upset against Brazil. Really appreciate your time this morning. Look forward to your report on 7 News tonight.
Thank you.
Great stuff. Miley Hogan there, 7 News US correspondent, as we have a bit of a look at the weather now and the traffic, and that is all thanks to our friends at Louva House. You can enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof. Designed, manufactured and installed locally by Louva House.
Morning there. Nasty 2 truck crash causing big delays in Virginia this morning. Delays are outbound Port Wakefield Road near Carmelo Road. Slow for works at Engle Farm, Bridge Road near Research Road, and starting to build at Camden Park for those ongoing works at Morford Road near Maxwell Terrace. Early morning Canberra's Cavan Road, Dry Creek and McGill Road, McGill. You can now book an RIA approved repairer online. Just head to the RIA website to find your local repairer. You know you can trust them because RIA do. Adelaide's most accurate traffic. On 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who've got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
Businesses. Your peace of mind starts with a free cybersecurity audit. The clock's ticking. Don't be the easy win for cyber criminals. Book your free security audit now at fx.com.au/protect.
When you're gone, who gets the things that matter most? Like the family business that must go on to support the next generation and the one after that. If you don't plan now, it could get messy. Donlan Lawyers specialise in wills and estate planning. From the simplest to the most complex, Donlan Lawyers will give effect to your wishes. For wills and estate planning, visit donlanlawyers.com. Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide, and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour.
Now, without doubt, the biggest contributor by far to the swear jar at Biourban Bathrooms and Kitchens is Dave Cox himself. Now, I know that Cox, he does swear, but he swears that you can rely on the integrity and expertise of his dedicated team for your kitchen or bathroom renovation.
Now, a new contributor to the swear jar is Mark the Tiler. Mark swears to greet you with a smile and to be millimetre perfect with his tiling.
These are the kinds of swears you want, aren't they? Renette, a designer of 20 years with Biourban, swears to listen to your ideas and help create a functional space for you. And Rick the plumber swears to always be on time and clean up after himself.
It's a good one to live by. Now, for a team that swears to deliver on quality and service, see Biourban Bathrooms and Kitchens, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
Great things begin with the right space.
A space to work, a space to store, a space to create. Right now, build the space you've always wanted with Olympic Industries sheds, garages and outdoor storage designed for Australian lifestyles. Visit one of Olympic Industries' inspiration centres today and bring your space to life. Start something with the Olympic Industries sale. On now.
At Coles, save on baby essentials. Right now, get half price on Huggies Ultra Dry Bulk Nappy Pants 22 pack to 36 pack, now just $11. Save in-store or online at Coles. Offer ends Tuesday.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At FIVEAA Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, FIVEAA Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for FIVEAA Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
Know the news with Adelaide's 7 News. Don't miss Adelaide's leading news hour tonight at 6 o'clock.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
5AA Winter Breakfast. Tom Rehn and Amelia Mulcahy.
It is coming up to 26 minutes past 7 o'clock. It is time to talk some sport with the man himself.
And speaking about report cards with distinctions, here's Ginnivan.
Tim Ginnivan on 5AA Breakfast.
Yeah, he was in fine form yesterday as Port Adelaide got it done, won by 21 points to record their 6th win of the season. We'll get to that in a moment. But, Timmy, the Adelaide Thunderbirds' 3rd premiership in 4 seasons. What a result. What a win. That second quarter was just magnificent.
Unbelievable they are. I've watched them all season. It's just been incredible to view. They only dropped the one game in the minor round and then went through the finals and defeated the Vixens twice. But it was the way they went about it, the ruthlessness in the second term to just get on top and dominate. I think it was 21-8 in the second term. They just were superb, and they are probably one of the best netball sides I've seen. And Tanya Obst afterwards said that that's the best team she's coached, and I think she's right. It was such a well-oiled machine by now, and the fact that they're able to rotate the whole 10 players through the game and get that happening is just, and she's done it all season. And I thought, will she hold her nerve and do it again in the final? And she certainly did. And nobody let her down. It was just a superb performance. And, the interest, and I think, again, that move to the entertainment centre as it has for the 36ers has just got this, this pink army happening and this incredible following. And, it felt like a home game, I think Georgie Horges said, after the game, and the support was amazing. And some friends of ours, they went to the luncheon prior to the game, and 950 people were there.
Wow. That's incredible.
It's amazing.
They're the most dedicated fans, like Timmy, and I mean out of a number of sports. They will show up rain, hail or shine. I just think we need to come up with something better than just giving the Thunderbirds the keys to the city. Like, there's got to be a really good way to commemorate this, because this is huge. Like,
I'll give them the keys to the nightclubs.
Yeah, something like that. Now, Timmy, a huge weekend in sport. Like, your show will be filled 10 times over, I'm sure, tonight. But one thing that we haven't talked about enough is the Australian Women's T20 World Cup win. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, look, spot on. It was a tough tournament as per usual, but they've gone through and beaten the best teams too. They beat India, and then they've gone into to play England in England, and to do it with such dominance. They were able to hold them to 150, and then they've come in and be able to clean that up. And Beth Mooney, the star, there with 64 or 49. But I thought to myself, these ladies have just dominated their sport. And I had a look, and they've lost a few titles, but they've won 14 white ball titles now.
Wow. That's huge.
750 overs and 7 T20s World Cups. It is phenomenal. They are, I think, Australia's most decorated national team.
They've done amazingly well. Timmy, as we speak, the World Cup rolls on. Norway, Erling Haaland has scored twice. This is a huge upset. They're about to beat Brazil. It's the 97th minute, 2-0, which is extraordinary.
Wow.
He's now scored as many goals as Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe for the tournament. But unfortunately, from a Socceroos perspective, it came to an end early Saturday morning our time.
Yeah, it did. Look, and a bit of a sad end, and there's some controversy over it, isn't there? Popovic, he's pulled a lot of magic tricks out of the bag, and unfortunately this one didn't come off, and the furor over Harry Suter and young Harrington taking penalties early, I don't think it's going to die down early. So that seemed to be putting a lot on the shoulders of a young man, and we all know people who miss penalties in World Cups, that lives with them forever. And it's a psychological burden you've got to carry from that moment onwards. And we know he's going to be a star, but you don't need to do that, I don't think, to a kid at that age. So
you could just see it on his face.
Yeah.
You know, he knew how big this was.
We should have gone through with the experienced players first, and, they take those shots, and if they miss, they miss. But I think that you don't need to burden the young fella with it. But, yeah, we'll go through all of that tonight. And, Port and the Crows, I would say that we're not going to go back and keep those ones on file. But, I thought the Crows game was a bit of a struggle to get through. But then I had to do the Port game and made the Crows game look like a grand final.
Timmy, and as well, I think we've got a bit of PSD from hearing the whistle blown the amount of times it was yesterday. That was traumatic.
Well, I went to sleep. My head feels like a kettle. It just keeps whistling.
Timmy, you do a great job. Can't wait to hear you on the sports show tonight.
I look forward to it. Roey's back at last.
Hey.
Yes, great. All right. Well done. Thanks so much, Timmy. Really appreciate it. Timmy Ginniver on with Stephen Rowe, who is back after a week off last week. We're going to head across to the newsroom. Plenty more coming up on 5AA Breakfast.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 16 with the 7:30 news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Brattig.
The X in Physio Extra stands for extra time, extra care, extra convenience to treat those niggling injuries. 6 locations, physioextra.com.
A 32-year-old man's in a critical condition in hospital after a crash in the Barossa last night. His car hit a tree on Victoria Terrace at Williamstown. The vehicle was towed from the scene and police are investigating. While 2 trucks have collided on Port Wakefield Highway just outside Virginia, no one was injured, but there's diesel spilt on the road. The national auction clearance rate has dropped below 50% for the 3rd consecutive week as falling property prices keep buyers on the sidelines. Figures show the preliminary success rate hit 49.8%. Experts say it's worsened by recent interest rate hikes and the government's tax changes. Adelaide's clearance rate dropped to 45.7%, but Labor MP Josh Burns is confident the sector will recover.
Let's see how it goes over time, but I do think it is really important that the housing market needed something changed in it, because nobody was arguing how fantastic it was for first home buyers when the majority of young Australians were completely locked out of the housing market.
Edge Early Learning Centre at Gawler East has been closed for 3 months after a young child was given food they were allergic to. The child suffered a reaction and was rushed to hospital. The chef who made the mistake has been stood down. The centre will close for an operational reset. Experts claim recent H5N1 bird flu cases detected across Australia are no cause for alarm. Following a confirmed case on the New South Wales mid-north coast, surveillance along that state's coast is being ramped up. Sydney University's Wildlife Health Director Annabelle Olsen says authorities are prepared for any outbreak.
These are isolated cases. There's no evidence that this disease has actually occurred in Australia on the mainland. And at this stage, with good biosecurity, I think we can manage to keep ourselves H5 flu free.
There are now 6 confirmed cases across Australia, including 1 here in SA. A powerful surf warning has been issued for large parts of Queensland, including the Gold Coast. Swimmers and beachgoers are being urged to stay out of the water and avoid surf-exposed areas. Senior meteorologist Angus Hines says the conditions should stick around for most of the week.
So we're seeing the wave heights at the moment rise across that east coast. Of course, that just means a bit of extra caution required on and near the water for things like fishing and boating and swimming and surfing for those particularly exposed southeast beaches.
President Donald Trump has told Americans the best is yet to come in a major speech to mark the 250th anniversary of the country's independence. Bad weather delayed his address, which was followed by the world's biggest fireworks display. Speaking at the weather-disrupted gala, President Trump spoke of America's enduring legacy of freedom.
After 2.5 centuries, this American republic still stands tall and strong. We may be the oldest constitutional republic on earth, but our country is just getting started.
Turning to 5AA Sport.
Get to Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for the Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990.
Good morning, Jace Kemp.
And a good morning to you, Kendall. Let's start with some football. And Port Adelaide has kept their wildcard hopes alive with a 21-point win over North Melbourne. Coach Josh Carr praised his players after the match, but says they aren't focused on finals.
Just business as usual. Like our eyes should never lift. Like it should be just concentrating on what we can do right now in the moment, and tomorrow when we the players need to recover, and then we've got St Kilda who on their day are going pretty well, and had a big win, so they'll be feeling confident, and we know that we've had a tough game against them already, but we've got to grow.
Norway is on the cusp of knocking out Brazil at the World Cup. Erling Haaland scoring a late brace in the second half of their round of 16 match.
Gets away from his man, shoulder up, and he's lifted it up for Haaland! He blunders again!
Yeah, incredible. To tennis, and Novak Djokovic has made Wimbledon history. The Serbian star passing Roger Federer's record of 106 match wins at the All England Club. Djokovic beat Roman Saflin in 4 sets, but says he wasn't thinking about the record.
Not on my priority list, to be honest. I haven't thought about it, didn't even know about it until the last, after the last match's win. So it's really quite insignificant to me at the moment.
And Charles Leclerc has won the British Grand Prix, which ended under safety car after Max Verstappen crashed on the final laps. Oscar Piastri finished 11th. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now let's take a look at the roads.
Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Morning there. Big delays at Virginia at the moment. A 2-truck crash, Port Wakefield Road near Carmelo Road. Big delays outbound through there. Slow going at the moment. South Road at Tonsley. Get off the Southern Expressway for all those ongoing works there. And a bit of activity at Gilman to keep in mind. That's slow at the moment too. Eastern Parade near Wicker Road. Early morning camera, McGill Road, McGill. Get the model year 26.5 Ford Ranger Black Edition from 53k drive away at participating dealers. See Ford.com.au for details. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
To the weather, partly cloudy, a high of 16, mostly sunny tomorrow, 17, and partly cloudy for Wednesday and Thursday, also 17. At the moment, 9 on 5AA, Always Adelaide.
Signs you may have big D envy. You've been invited to a mate's house to watch the footy, but you decline. Another mate's having a birthday bash. You make up an excuse not to attend. And finally, you feel like your partner is comparing what you have to what your mates have. Avoid Big D envy. Get in touch with Big Difference Home Improvements. From outdoor blinds to stunning verandas, pergolas, timber decking and carports. Big Difference Home Improvements will change your life. BigDifference.com.au.
For those whose pool is the main feature of their yard, Walco offer a special mesh cover to keep debris and leaves out while making your pool area look stunning all through winter. Join the great cover-up and ask Walco about their stylish new mesh pool covers. Walco.com.au.
The Story of Tony by CLK Legal. Now, Tony was a young man with a young family. He was employed as a labour hire worker.
Tony had not been properly trained on how to use a piece of machinery, and unfortunately, he was seriously injured while using the machine, which significantly impacted his life and his family's future.
Things were looking pretty bleak, but CLK Legal helped Tony successfully make a claim for workers' compensation benefits and also make a negligence claim against the host employer. Tony received the compensation he was entitled to, saving his family from years of hardship.
If you've been injured at work or labour hire work, you may have both a workers' compensation claim and common law negligence claim. To get the compensation you deserve, visit clklegal.com.au. Experts in personal injury law.
Two legendary tyres, one incredible deal. This month at City Discount Tyres, buy any 3 selected Yokohama Blue Earth car tyres or any 3 selected Yokohama Geolander 4-wheel drive tyres and get the 4th tyre completely free. Whether you're commuting or heading off the beaten track, visit citydiscounttyres.com.au for expert advice and unbeatable value. City Discount Tyres, we're driven by value.
City Discount Tyres. Beechwood Homes, Adelaide's leading bespoke home builder, celebrates 35 years. Over that time, they've helped many hundreds of people realise their dream of building a home exactly how they envisioned it. That's the wonderful thing about building with Beechwood. There are no set plans, no set rules. It all starts with a pen, paper, and your ideas. Just like it did 35 years ago. If you can dream it, Beechwood Homes can build it. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. Precise Plumbing and Electrical. We're helping life flow.
Or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
5AA Winter Breakfast. Tom Wren and Amelia Mulcahy.
It just past the halfway point here on 5AA Breakfast. 19 minutes to 8 o'clock. It is Monday, July the 6th. And just a reminder too, folks, you can tune in and catch up with us on the 5AA Facebook and YouTube live stream. Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in my boots. Register or donate today. walkamile.org.au. It's all been happening here during the break. Lots of tension. I've been up and about Mills because Norway has just stunned Brazil in a very fiery finish to that game, 2-1. So Norway through. Brazil, 5-time champions, out of the World Cup, which is
That's massive.
A massive result. They will not be happy over there. But Erling Haaland, if he's not the best striker in the world, my goodness, he's got to be in the top couple.
How exciting.
So that's big. But we've been talking a bit of weather this morning, very cold. We've been talking about power prices. And one of the other things, I think the wettest start to July, those first 2 or 3 days, you would know the stats far better than me.
Well, look, the first thing, dry this week mostly in Adelaide. So, dry a couple of days after what has, as you say, been a very wet start to July. Now, we've had 60 millimetres so far in the West Terrace gauge, and that's only 6 days in, mind you. The average for July is around 65 millimetres. So we've already had the average practically, and we're only a few days in. And that's off the back of last month. We had around 114 millimetres in the West Terrace gauge. Now, that's city figures, obviously in the hills for these sorts of situations.
A lot more.
Much higher. But if you've been for, out and about for a walk, you've got a creek near your house, you'd notice that it would be looking marvellous. If anything, probably burst its banks and flowing quite nicely.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that we always talk about when it has been a bit wet is how the reservoir's looking. We want to know. To tell us a little bit more about that, we've got Dr. Ashley Kingsborough on the line now from SA Water. Ashley, good morning to you. How are they looking?
Yeah, good morning, Tom and Amelia. Yeah, reservoirs are starting to look really good. All this rainfall we've had through June and the start of July is really now starting to flow into the reservoirs.
I've got some early stats. They'll be released a little bit later today, but I think what we're sitting at 57% is our the capacity at the moment. I actually thought that'd be a bit higher.
57% at the moment. So that compares to approximately 40% at this time last year. So much better. We've seen probably close to 30 billion litres of water flow into the reservoirs across the last 4 or 5 weeks. That equates to, close to 15% of the amount of water that we use across a year. So it is really good. And what we notice at this time of year is that now the catchments are all starting to be really wet, as everyone will have noticed when they've been out and about. So any extra rainfall we get now really does directly to those reservoir levels.
And what are your, expectations for the reservoirs over the next, say, month or two for the rest of winter?
Well, it's a challenging one to say. We work pretty closely there with the Bureau of Meteorology. So while there will be a bit more rainfall across the next few weeks, possibly, as we look out into that spring, early summer period, we do still have an El Nino on the outlook and looking like it could be a drier than usual spring, summer. So really great to get some inflows at this time of year now.
What reservoirs are sitting quite nicely? Obviously, the ones that are closest to the city are, I guess, controlled by SA Water. They're not necessarily a reflection of rainfall. But I noticed Barossa's at 94%. You must be pretty happy with those ones. Kangaroo Creek, how about that one?
Yeah, we're really, really pleased with where the reservoirs are sitting at the moment. As you say, some of those closer reservoirs, we use them to supply the water treatment plants directly. And so they're really just direct supply reservoirs. So Happy Valley, Hope Valley are included in that there. But the ones that we're really pleased to see at the moment, with some additional flows coming into them, are particularly Mount Bold. So Mount Bold being one of our biggest reservoirs, really important to be able to get some inflows into that system. That's through the Onkaparinga. Also down on the Flurio, really important to see lots of good inflows into Maiponga. So that's really a result of where the rainfall has been falling.
Just in terms of optimal level, this is probably a very silly question. I'm good at those ones. But what's the sort of level that you'd like to be operating the reservoirs at? You mentioned 57%. Is it 70%, 80%, or do you want to get to 100%?
Look, there's no sort of optimal level here. It's all a bit of a balancing game. We'd like them to be as full as possible going into the start of summer, but not overtopping if we can avoid that. So it's a balancing game, really, and we balance that by pumping water across from the River Murray. So our first choice water is water that comes through the catchments in the Mount Lofty Ranges. Then we can pump water across from the River Murray, and then if we're going into a really dry period, we can think about using the desal plant. But the more of the stuff we get falling from the sky, the less we have to use those other sources. And also there is a bit of an alignment with what you were saying around power prices as well. So we can choose to only pump water when power prices are cheap, and that's good for everybody.
Oh, so even SA Water looks to minimise their power bill.
Absolutely.
Where's the desal plant sitting at the moment?
So desal plant is in its winter shutdown period at the moment, so not producing any water right now.
Not at all? Not even 10% or anything?
No, it goes into a absolute shutdown period across the middle of winter, and then we get it back up into its maintenance mode coming into spring.
Now, I reckon the last time, Rennie, I saw anything close to 100% was 2016, which was when we had statewide blackout and floods and all those sorts of things. Am I loosely right there, Ashley? We don't really see 100% very often.
No, very, very rare. I think you're right. That was about then when we last saw those really higher levels.
All right, well, fingers crossed we get a bit more rain, and it looks like long-term we might, until potentially a drier summer on the cards. Thank you so much, Dr. Ashley Kingsborough from SA Water there.
Thanks.
Brilliant. Great stuff. 2016, goodness, that's a long time ago, 100%. North Melbourne, that was the last time they made the finals. I only know that
that's not my marker for 2016.
I only know that because I called the game yesterday, so I was doing my research. It's the only thing I could think of. It's a long time ago, isn't it?
Is.
But it is nice that, what did he say, 40% this time last year. I think we all feel a little bit better about things.
Like even driving to Maiponga, 12 to 18 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
No, I should say, driving to Normanville or somewhere like that. You go through Maiponga and you'd see just how dry it was with the reservoir there. Just the levels were so low, and it's such a beautiful place through there. So it's good to hear that might be coming back up again.
And it's nice that we've got the desal plant, but, it's also, like you said, the rain falling from the sky, there's something a bit more reassuring about having more of that around. So.
Yeah, that's it. It's a just in case.
Yeah, exactly. Let's take a short break, but before we do, we have to check out the traffic as we come up to 12 minutes to 8 o'clock, and we're going to do that thanks to Louva House. You can enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof, which is designed and manufactured and installed locally by Luva House.
Morning there, Virginia. 2 truck crash causing really big delays this morning. Port Wakefield Road near Carmelo Road. Slow going South Road at Tonsley. Get off the Southern Expressway there. And very slow to at Fullerton for works. Fullerton Road near Westmoreland Avenue. Camera today, Beach Road Angle Farm to look out for. The census is coming this August. You'll get instructions soon on what to do. In the census, every answer matters. Authorised by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, Canberra. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
A forklift advantage, and with great electric options and branches all over the country, find the right Toyota forklift for you at toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Don't just get a forklift, get a Toyota forklift.
Hi, Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. Toop and Toop has been named Australia's #1 large residential agency of the year at the Real Estate Institute of Australia National Awards. It's a proud moment and a reflection of more than 40 years helping South Australians buy and sell property with trusted advice, strategic expertise and exceptional results. As a family-owned agency, we're incredibly grateful to our clients and community for placing their trust in Toop and Toop since 1985. To learn more, visit toop.com.au.
Your old hot water system can drive as much as 40% of your energy bill. Fortunately, you can upgrade to something that's 70% cheaper to run and better for the environment too.
And Amelia, Right Price is famous for heating and cooling, solar and roofing, and they're also the leaders in heat pumps and installation. Now's the time to upgrade and save money on a more efficient hot water system. And with the government covering your installation plus other subsidies, you could bring the cost of a heat pump down by half.
That is a massive saving, and thanks to Right Price Hot Water, it's more affordable than ever to make the switch. Reduce your energy costs today with a heat pump from Right Price. Make the switch with Right Price Hot Water.
Harris Scarf Big Stocktake Sale is on now. Save 50% off full-price Tefal and Swiss Diamond cookware and 40 to 60% off full-price Smith & Noble air fryers. Sale ends soon. See conditions online. Harris Scarf. Great brands, great prices.
A smashed or damaged windscreen can happen in a heartbeat, but it does get worse if you don't go to your local Complete Windscreens to get it fixed. You could be waiting weeks, and look, that's not on. Complete Windscreens has windscreens and glass for all makes and models in stock right now with 15 technicians standing by to get you back on the road. You don't need to wait. Tell your insurance company you want Complete Windscreens on the job. CompleteWindscreens.com.au. Look for the big red koala.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Knockdown, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
5AA Winter Breakfast. Tom Rehn and Amelia Mulcahy.
Beautiful morning as we look out across Highmar Square.
It is, it's lovely.
Clear skies, the sun is out. Much different to last week. It was pretty overcast for most of the mornings, but today is magnificent. Long may it continue. Pretty dry week ahead. 9 minutes to 8 o'clock, Amelia, on this Monday, the 6th of July. Time to talk a little bit of property.
We've got Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop joining us right now. Bronte, we've had the clearance rates, the auction clearance rates last week's come out, 45%. This time last year, it was 63.7. What's the message that perhaps sellers might need to be taking on board?
Yeah, so look, guys, with regards to clearance rates, it's a really interesting metric. I mean, a clearance rate essentially is the number of properties that sell at auction versus how many were scheduled to go to auction, right? So when we look at clearance rates across the weekend, there's different data sets. So yours are a little bit more favourable than mine. I had Adelaide in at 41% and Brisbane were at 16%. Now, there's absolutely no correlation between a clearance rate or whether the market is going up or down from a price perspective. And the reason I say that, Adelaide's 41, Brisbane 16, but Sydney and Melbourne were 51 and 54%. Now, we all know that Adelaide and Brisbane are somewhat stable, but entering that plateau stage because affordability is running out. But Sydney and Melbourne are in freefall. But because Sydney and Melbourne have been in freefall for a longer period of time, buyers and agents are more educated on how to make a decision. You see, what used to happen sort of 6 years ago, whenever you bought a car, when you drove it out the showroom, you were told that you lost 10 or 15 grand immediately, right? Like that's just what you were told. But for the last 5 years, if you drove a car out of a showroom, you made money. You just made money. So what's happened is as long as I've been in real estate up until the last 5 years, an owner always wants more than their property's worth. They just always do. That if someone doesn't want more than their property's worth, then I need to, book them in for a medical check. That's just the way it is, right? But for the last 5 years, whatever an owner's wanted, a buyer has been prepared to pay more, which is just absolutely absurd. Whereas right now, we're just in this transition phase where Adelaide will go from double digits growth back to single digits, which is typically a normal market for Adelaide. And when the neighbour's property sells for 1.1, the owner goes, at auction day, they get an offer for 1,150, which is 50 grand more than the neighbour, which is exceptional. And they say, no, we don't want to take that. We want 1.2, 1.3. And then that gets marked as a negative clearance. So where it's at right now, I think as our market goes more into a plateau, which is typically what happens, as time goes on, our clearance rates will get better because people will become more educated as to the environment we're working in. Just like Sydney and Melbourne have got better clearance rates and they're actually declining. So I think it's 100% an owner and an agent thing. An agent's job is to educate the owners where the market's at. And for the last 5 years, agents have been able to fall asleep on the front porch and look like a hero on auction day, let's be honest. So I think it's just going back to normal. So I like looking at clearance rates, but they're not 100% reflective of what's going on with price growth and what's going on with buyers. I believe they're reflective of what's going on with agents, owners and education of market.
So what you're saying is it's just a bit of time for perhaps owners to adjust their expectations.
100%. Because, Amelia, if you bought a property for $1 million and, 2 years later I say to you, hey, your property's worth $1,060,000, you would say to me, but I paid 60 grand in stamp duty. And I'd say, but that's 3% growth per year, Amelia. That's normal.
It's covered it.
But over the last 5 years, if you come to me and you paid $1 million, 2 years later, I'm telling you it's worth 1.3. So it's a bit of a cold shock, to come back to what is a normal market. And the budget and tax laws and interest rates, this is the cycle we follow. Once 45% of household income gets contributed to the mortgage, everyone goes, even if I want to pay $1 million for that property, if the banks will only give me $950, I can only pay $950. So we run out of affordability in Adelaide. That's just what happens. And then we plateau and then wage growth occurs. Then our affordability buffer increases and the market goes again. So on top of all of this though, guys, we've got a massive supply-demand issue. So the only thing keeping our market in a plateau is affordability, because if interest rates drop 2%, the market will take off again because we're not building homes. We're just not, because even any sort of wave like what's happening at the moment gets developers spooked. We've still got people migrating in both interstate and internationally. So the supply-demand is not changing. It's just an affordability thing that's plateauing short term.
But just quickly, Bronte, before we let you go, are there any little pockets which are kind of buffeting that for now, whether it's a price bracket or a suburb or anything like that you're noticing?
Look, I think your blue chip suburbs, there's always more people wanting to move into them than people wanting to move out of them, is definitely a sector there. And then the affordability sector, when you go sort of more deeper north, deeper south, that there I think is split two ways. People going, yep, let's jump on the affordability, and then other people in those markets are a little bit spooked. So I would think any property that you go is unique and I couldn't buy this, there probably isn't going to be another one come up in 4 years' time, just jump on it because they're the ones that always perform well.
We love Bronte's insights. Thank you so much for that. Always, little column A, little column A, B, very balanced.
Well, it's just good to make sense of the numbers, isn't it? It's one thing to look at the numbers and see the raw stats. Like you said, 16% Brisbane, 41 Adelaide, but there are reasons and expectations around what owners want to get and what's, perhaps reality now in the market. So, yeah, great to get that insight. And I guess analysis is really important. Now, Amelia, we've been talking power prices. You had a great interview a little bit earlier, and a lot of people out there wondering, how can I save money and what can I do to I guess, make things a little bit easier on the hip pocket?
Well, there's a press conference yesterday and the advice was shop around, shop around, shop around. But that's easier said than done. It's not, the quickest thing to do. It's not comparing apples with apples necessarily. Mm-hmm. We want to know because we had this interview and the text line lit up like 0448 08 1395. Text us in your hacks. How do you cut your power bill down? What website have you used that you love? What have you looked at? What have you done in your house that has actually made a difference? Because if I'm honest with you, talking about reducing a power bill and comparing this and reading that and the tariffs and the shoulders and all that, I glaze over and I don't want to, and I know it's important, but it does feel too hard basket.
Yep.
It does. It's not like looking at unleaded on Main North Road and looking at it, on South Road.
Because there's peak, there's off-peak, there's, all these different sort of prices and variables and all of that.
And life is not packaged up into those neat little compartments necessarily. What do you do at home? What have you done that has really changed your power bill, even if it's just by 5, 10, 15%? Chances are someone else really wants to hear that. And if it is just shopping around, don't tell us that because we heard enough of that already yesterday.
Yeah, and we've also got a beer and barbecue festival double pass to give away. If you give us a call and give us some of your tips, that would be great. 8223 0000 is the number. That beer and barbecue festival is this Friday, the 10th of July.
That sneaks up, doesn't it?
It's come around quickly, hasn't it? So that is one for the beer lovers out there, and you'll get tickets for you and a mate to our VIP area. We'll chuck in some beers and delicious barbecue food. We'd love to hear from you, 5AA family. Give us a call, 8223 0000 is the number.
Up to the minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy, heading for 16. With the 8 o'clock news, good morning, I'm Kendall Brattig.
30 years strong. Physio Extra providing personalised treatment, modern facilities and trusted results for every patient. physioextra.com.
A car hit a tree in the Barossa last night, leaving a man fighting for life. It happened on Victoria Terrace at Williamstown around 10:30. The driver and sole occupant, a 32-year-old man, was taken to hospital with critical injuries. Investigations are continuing. A man's been arrested for trespassing at a vacant property in North Haven. Senior Constable Matt Hale says police were called to French Place last night, finding him in the roof.
He was also found in possession of electrical cable that had been taken for the building, as well as lots of tools in his backpack. Now, when the police moved to arrest the man, he resisted them violently. The 33-year-old North Haven man was arrested and charged with serious criminal trespass, theft, property damage, going equipped and assaulting the police and resisting arrest.
Hillfront Court today, no police were injured. Melbourne's tobacco wars have started up again with an early morning ram raid and firebombing of a Richmond tobacconist. 9 reporter Christina Hearn is there.
What police have told us is that this happened at 4:15 this morning. Now, a car has gone into a business understood to be a tobacco shop. And of course, as we've seen so many times in Melbourne, it's been set alight. Now, what has happened, a firefighter has just told me that 5 other shops have also been impacted. Firefighters are obviously still here trying to douse the flames. There still is quite a lot of smoke billowing out from these businesses. Victoria Street in Richmond has been closed in both directions. This is actually going to cause quite a bit of traffic mayhem.
Less than half the properties up for auction in Adelaide this week sold as house prices continue to slow. Cotality figures show Adelaide's clearance rate was 45.7%, below Melbourne and Sydney. It's a significant drop from the same time last year when the rate was 65.7%. The family of Sydney mother Leah Stewart has shared an update as she recovers from a shark attack at Coogee Beach. Her brother says the 35-year-old's been overwhelmed by messages of support from around the world. She's had several surgeries, including an arm amputation, and is continuing her recovery in hospital. A Victorian footballer's on end-of-life care after a tragic incident during a game on Saturday. Eddie Summerfield has details.
Nathan Fitzgerald was taken straight to hospital after a tackle gone wrong while playing for Epping against Laylaw in the reserves on Saturday. The 27-year-old underwent surgery for a bleed on the brain after he and another Epping player clashed heads before hitting his head on a covered cricket pitch. Teammates, family and friends were at the club yesterday preparing to say goodbye to the much-loved teacher who's on end-of-life care. President Luke De Vicentis says everyone is heartbroken.
They're really struggling. They would have just, wished Nathan good luck before the game yesterday and not expected the outcome that has occurred.
Turning to 5AA Sport.
Get to Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for the Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990.
And Jace Kemp, another cracker in the World Cup.
Yeah, Kendall, a massive upset. Norway has just knocked out Brazil in one of the tournament's big upsets. Erling Haaland scoring a late brace to put the match beyond doubt.
The greatest Viking victory. Norway break new ground. Haaland has blown away Brazil. He smiles and the whole world smiles with him.
Yeah, just incredible. Norway now face England or Mexico, who play later this morning. To football, and Port Adelaide coach Josh Carr has praised his players for a strong last quarter against North Melbourne to help the Power run out 21-point winners at home. Carr says his players stood up to get Port across the line.
That third quarter probably got away from us a bit, and to the boys' credit, at three-quarter time, I think everyone knew what we had to do. And a number of players stepped up and played a really good last quarter.
Charles Leclerc has won a drama-filled British Grand Prix, which ended under safety car. Aussie Oscar Piastri damaged his front wing in the opening laps, finishing 11th. Australia has won its seventh Women's T20 World Cup, beating England by 7 wickets. Beth Mooney named Player of the Series after blasting 238 runs, including 64 in the final. And finally, golfer Chris Goddard has shot a 9-under par 62 to secure the PGA John Deere Classic in America. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now let's check the roads.
Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Morning there. Still got really big delays at Virginia at the moment due to a 2-truck crash on Port Wakefield Road, Carmelo Road. Big delays outbound through there at the moment. Urgent works just popped up at Kingswood at the intersection of Belair Road and Cross Road. Today is pretty slow this morning. Pretty busy this morning. South Road through Tonsley with the Camera Cavern Road, Dry Creek. Instead of worrying about what ifs, set your business up right with ANZ and start to wonder what's the best that could happen. Start your business right. Search ANZ Business Start Right. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
To the weather, partly cloudy, heading for 16, mostly sunny tomorrow, 17, and partly cloudy again for Wednesday and Thursday, tops of 17. At the moment, 9 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Every bathroom comes with a dark side. Mould. It sneaks into grout. But what if it had nothing to sneak into? What if you chose Mr. Wet Wool instead of tiles for your bathroom and wet areas? It costs less and there's no scrubbing grout. Because with Mr. Wet Wool, there is no grout. Just a smooth, stylish surface, easy to clean and stunning to look at. So why wouldn't you Mr. Wet Wool? MrWetWool.com.
Great things begin with the right space. A space to work, a space to store, a space to create. Right now, build the space you've always wanted with Olympic Industries sheds, garages and outdoor storage designed for Australian lifestyles. Visit one of Olympic Industries' inspiration centres today and bring your space to life. Start something with the Olympic Industries sale. On now.
So if you've been thinking about downsizing, but the idea of leaving your neighbourhood is the biggest sticking point, Metro Homes, one of Adelaide's leading builders, has a really smart solution. Instead of selling up and moving away, you can subdivide your block and build 2 homes.
It means you get to move into a fresh, brand new home designed to suit your lifestyle now. And right next door, an investment property, or you can sell the other home.
And that's rental income, or a place for family, or long-term financial security. You're living in the same street, same neighbours, same coffee shop you've been going to for years.
You'll enjoy more financial freedom and a home that fits the way you live today. Downsizing? Find out more by contacting Metro Homes on 8100 0999 or visit metrohomessa.com.au.
Oh, geez, it's hot in here. Can someone pass the Morford air? Oh, that's better.
When the temperature is too hot or cold to bear, reach for the Morford Air, Adelaide's own homegrown family air conditioning company. Morford Air has kept South Australians perfectly comfortable for over 50 years. So when it's too hot or cold to bear, you can always reach for the Morford Air. Look for the bright blue building at 602 Marion Road or visit morfordair.com.au.
Morford.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
5AA Winter Breakfast. Tom Rehn and Amelia Mulcahy.
Having a great time this morning. Hope you're enjoying the show. It is Monday the 6th of July, 9 minutes past 8 o'clock through until 9 o'clock this morning. Matthew Pantelis will be on after that. And this hour, Amelia, we've got plenty coming up. We've got tickets to give away. Hit the high note. What's your singing voice like? You're pretty good, aren't you?
That's very generous of you because my kids routinely tell me to stop in the car. So that's...
That's the rite of passage, though, for kids, isn't it? Mum, stop singing.
Someone call Mum, stop. And that
You're
makes me go
embarrassing
more.
me.
Yeah, I know.
So we'll do that just after 20 past 8. That's always a lot of fun. Illuminate Paws Walk, which you'll be a part of tonight, Amelia.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So we'd all remember Million Paws Walk, which was a fundraiser for the RSPCA, their biggest one. They've now joined forces with Illuminate. So you'll see all these dogs walking down North Terrace tonight. It's going to be fantastic. So a great way to take in not only city lights that Illuminate puts on, which is a magnificent display, but also just get your dog out and raise some money for the RSPCA too.
Yep, which is a great thing. And I'm very excited that we're finishing at 9 o'clock because at 9:30 this morning, it is going to be England taking on Mexico. We've already had a huge upset. Norway has stunned Brazil. Erling Haaland with 2 goals as they beat Brazil 2-1. And the English, how are they going to handle the pressure, the expectation, and also playing at altitude in a really hostile environment? We'll get all the build-up.
You were telling me, and I don't know if we can talk about this now or not, but I'm going to, a really cool little thing that the English side have done to try and,
ward off the fans?
Yeah.
So the Mexican fans are notorious for making life difficult, and it's a passion for them. Like, it's beyond passion. So the English clearly have to stay at a hotel in Mexico City. They've booked 15 hotels.
15.
So that because what they do is they literally have thousands of people out the front of your hotel
just
singing, dancing,
you.
playing drums so you can't get to sleep. So it's to keep you up all night so that when you wake up the next, you know what it's like, you've only had 3 hours sleep, you're exhausted. So they do that deliberately to try and put you off. So the English have booked 15 hotels to alleviate that and say, well, good luck trying to find us.
Good luck. Well, I'm sure the hunt's on.
They've probably got 500 people at 15 different hotels. So, yeah, it's all happening over there. So we'll get the build up to that.
I'm into the off-field
How good
drama
is that?
with just
The wags,
as much
all
as
of
the
that
on-field.
stuff.
That's it. Now, on the show, we've also been talking about power bills. It's not a great talk topic when you think about it. We were told yesterday in a press conference by the state government to shop around, try and find the cheapest electricity bill. It's easier said than done. It's also, it's not exciting to do. It's certainly not the top of my laundry list of things to do around the house. So we're asking you to give us your hacks. What's the one thing you've done that's made a really good difference just to your power bill? Because winter is notoriously just the most expensive time. You don't want to freeze, but, a lot of people just don't turn the heating on.
So give us a call, 8223 0000 is the number. And for our best caller or suggestion this morning, Amelia, we've got tickets to give away to 5AA's Ultimate Friday Knockoffs. That's at the Beer and Barbecue Festival this Friday. Tickets for you and a mate to our VIP area, and we're going to chuck in some beers and delicious barbecue food. Let's get to the phones. Rob from Woodcroft is on the line. Rod, good morning to you.
Good morning, guys. How are we?
Good, thank you.
Good. Bit cold. How are you going, Rod? How are you keeping those power bills down?
Well, I did all the things that we were told we should do. Did a lot of time on the computer creating spreadsheets and trying to work out the way to go, but that's just a minefield. I was originally with Origin when I was living at Hallett Cove, and I've moved into a retirement village in Woodcroft. And what I've done, I stayed with Origin and I've put a battery system in big enough to allow us to live off the battery basically every day the sun's shining. The last couple of days where it's been a bit cloudy, we've had to draw off the grid, but that's the first time since February. So we've basically lived off the battery since February. And then added to that, I did a deal with Origin with my internet. Origin supply internet like a lot of other companies, and what they've done with me is they said, if you stay with us, we'll give you a slightly better rate, which they have done, like a charge rate and a good feed-in rate of 10 cents for the first 6 months.
That's not bad.
The first 8 kilowatts. And then they gave me a deal with the internet, 50% off the internet for the first 6 months of the internet. So I've saved in both areas there. But on top of that, what we do is any equipment we're not using, we don't just turn them off at the equipment, we turn them off at the plug. Because I have been told by experts that there's probably up to a 10% leakage with machines using power just to stay awake sort of thing. So combined with all that, we haven't paid power now since February, and we're in credit for about, $200-300.
Oh, it's a good position to be in, Rod.
Well, if you can afford a battery, it's the way to go. And people say, it'll take you 5 years to get the money back. And I answer to them is, well, if you buy a brand new car, do you look to get the money back? If you buy a brand new lounge suite, do you look to get the money back? To me, it's just an investment on a way to save a bit of money. So that's the way I've gone, and it's working for us at the moment.
Great call. Thanks for kicking us off, Rod. That's, I guess, one way of doing things. You see it as an investment. Yeah, exactly. If you can afford that initial outlay.
But just for the people that can't.
Yeah, there's hopefully some other methods for them as well. Let's go to Sue at Milo. Good morning, Sue.
Morning, guys. Yeah, being up here in the hills, it's a challenge.
I can imagine.
Keep warm.
You got the fire, Sue? You got the fire going?
Well, I'm being on a pension. I've got no heating except a little combustion heater, and I only like that when I'm home.
Mm-hmm.
And I work 3 days a week as a volunteer, so it's only on when I'm home. So the house is usually pretty cold.
Yeah.
I invested in I threw up my old stove and I just use air fryers. And I invested in a little heated blanket, which I use on the couch. But basically, the pussycats and we get into bed at 4:30 and watch The Bold and the Beautiful and with a hot water bottle. And we keep each other warm, and that's all we can do.
You'd be surprised.
It's really hard to sort of, I can't afford other sources of heating, so that's the best I can do is to try and keep warm that way.
You'd be surprised, Sue, how many people have sent in a text saying that they use the hot water bottle, a heated throw or similar.
And just try or get the cats and, try and warm up next to them.
That's the first one with the cats, but we'll take it. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for that, Sue. Let's go out to Tony at Seaton. Tony, good morning to you.
Good morning. Look, you don't have to have a solar system. You can have battery only, and you can draw power from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day, and then switch it off from the grid.
I didn't know that.
You can apply for a battery and just get the battery only. The thing is, you've got to know what your kilowatt usage is. So if you're using 30 kilowatts a day or whatever, 40, you've got to have a battery that size sort of thing to back yourself up.
So you're doing that, Tony, now? That's what you do?
Yeah, that's what I do. I've got 2 batteries at home. You've got an app that you control your battery.
Mm-hmm.
And use the Tesla app, and you can set the timer for 4 hours or 5 hours, whatever you want. So you don't have to have solar panels to have a battery.
And so you pull it down, you take the power at the off-peak time during...
Yes, I charge the battery from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yeah, right. And what does that save you, Tony, do you reckon?
Sorry?
What has that saved you?
Over a year, it saved me about $2,500 a year. year.
Wow.
That's a great saving.
remarkable.
Yeah. No, well done, Tony. That's a good hack for people to perhaps take some advice for if they can do that as well. Let's go to Huey out at Port Adelaide. Morning, Huey.
Yeah, good morning, both of you. We've been here 25 years. We've got the battery system and solar panels on the standard courtyard home, 18 panels and 2 batteries. We did significantly well done with winter going back last year, 8 cents back to the grid, but then went to 4 to 3. Now we've got 0.05, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's
back
what
to
mine
grid.
says now too, David.
It's disappointing. It's very upsetting. But to me, we've got downlights that are all LED and they run cooler for summertime as well. But you've got to now look at shutting the curtains and opening the curtains on the morning that the sunshine coming to warm the house up before the solar panels kick in to charge the batteries up. And they say that, Linda said on our latest offer a week ago that between 12 and 3 o'clock is free power. So I don't know how far that actually lives up to the statement they say 12 to 3 free power. So washing machines, dishwashers and so forth and showering is best between the times. We're retired, still with a mortgage. It's a great worry because what does concern me is as the Ombudsman and the regulator, do you have to have an office in this state that for us elderly people just trying to understand these contracts and divide up who's got the best deal? That's what we do need. We need a government-based office to sort out the technically written details of these contracts and the quotes to work out who's got the best deal.
Yeah. When you don't know when you don't easily know what you're reading and they all look a little different, it is really tricky.
It can look like gobbledygook, can't it? It's difficult to navigate, so it's a good suggestion. Let's head out to Mansfield Park. Hello, Sue.
Hi, how are you this morning?
Good, thank you, Sue. What about you?
That's good. Oh, yeah, really good. So my hints are that I shut all the doors at night, during the day and night time unless the sun is shining, and same with the curtains and blinds and everything. I roll up old towels and put under all the doorways so that way if there's any draft. I also have a throw rug, a heated one. I put on the heating in the morning for about 10 minutes and then I turn it off. I usually wear a coat on inside if I'm inside. If I'm cold, I go and sit in the car on a sunny day. I turn everything off standby, have nothing on standby at all. And I have really saved probably $200 probably every 6 months just doing that. I've noticed in my bin.
Yeah.
Because that's a bit of work that Sue's doing, but she's obviously, it's working.
Well, in a time when cost of living is so important, stretching every dollar and making it count is important. So, $200 over 6 months, $400 a year, it's a lot, isn't it? It adds
is a
up.
lot. And it's just not, I just don't think the current system is good enough though. There's got to be an easier way to read your bill, to compare providers rather than going on a website and you're sitting in front of your computer, laptop, phone, whatever, for a good hour just doing this stuff.
Yep. Let's head out to Hayden Nelson, who is on for 7 News. Hayden, we had a story last night which was concerning. Thankfully, it had a fortunate resolution. 3 teenagers went missing. Can you tell us more? What happened?
Morning, Amelia. Morning, Tom. Yeah, so this was about 7 o'clock. The alarm was raised with police with this group of teenagers, 15, 17 and 19-year-old, all siblings, had gone for a hike, as you do, an afternoon adventure into the Onkaparinga River National Park, which is inland from Hackham. It's dense forest. And from what police tell us, when they were called in and they had to track down this group, very difficult to find them. 7 o'clock, it was very dark. It was, of course, single digits. That time of night, it gets pretty cold here. And visibility wasn't great with the darkness. And then, of course, when the Polair helicopter did pick them up, the officers had to go in on foot. So they traversed some steep terrain. They waded through water to eventually reach these teenagers and eventually bring them back to the safe arms of their parents, who are no doubt frantic in their panic when they realised that their 3 kids had gone out for a hike and hadn't returned. So it has prompted a warning from South Australia Police, or just a sort of a reminder that if you are going for a hike, to make sure you make someone aware of where you're going, when you plan to return, stick to the marked paths, and make sure you take enough food and hydration just in case you end up spending the night hunkered down in a national park. But thankfully this time around these kids didn't have to do that.
Absolutely, thank goodness.
Yeah, thanks so much for that, Hayden. Had a good resolution, but pretty scary times, I would have thought, for not only the kids, but the parents.
Completely, absolutely. Some magnificent views at Onkaparinga River National Park, though. Absolutely. But, very cold. Not the time to get lost.
Hayden Nelson there from 7 News. I really appreciate it. Let's keep on moving. We are going to check out what is happening with the traffic in a moment. But before we do, we want to put the call out, Amelia. Hit the high note.
Okay. I'm a new one to this.
Okay. Well, yeah.
But you like singing, Rennie?
I love singing.
Do you?
I do.
What's your karaoke song of choice?
You always used to be a bit of Frankie Sinatra,
Really?
My Way, all that kind of stuff.
Yep,
but
sure.
now, John Denver, love a bit of John Denver, Country
Yes.
Roads.
Okay. I'd love to look at your Spotify playlist.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. But hit the high note. Our listeners will be familiar with this. For Into the Woods tickets, we need you to hit the high note. So give us a call. 8223 0000 is the number. We'll have that after the break. Before we get there, though, let's check out the traffic. You can enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof, which is designed, manufactured and installed locally by Luva House.
Morning there, Virginia. Truck smash causing big delays. Port Wakefield Road near Carmelo Road. Trot Park, a two-car collision just in. This one's on the Southern Expressway near Lander Road. Big delays inbound. And Kingswood urgent sewer works causing delays. Belair Road at Crossroad this morning. Cameras, Grave Street, Newton and Fendon Road, Salisbury. Until July 31, receive a deposit contribution on select vehicles with Mercedes-Benz Financial. Visit Mercedes-Benz Adelaide and Unlead today. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in my boots. Register or donate today.
For me. Feel a little left out? Not really.
Adelaide's only local sports show.
She's been bitten by the Thunderbirds.
The 5AA Sports Show. Weekday afternoons from 4 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Beechwood Homes, Adelaide's leading bespoke home builder, celebrates 35 years. Over that time, they've helped many hundreds of people realise their dream of building a home exactly how they envisioned it. That's the wonderful thing about building with Beechwood. There are no set plans, no set rules. It all starts with a pen, paper, and your ideas. Just like it did 35 years ago. If you can dream it, Beechwood Homes can build it. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At Premier Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, Premier Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for Premier Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
Most South Australian business owners have just accepted that electricity is an expense they can't control. We've been talking about this a lot, Amelia. It goes up, you absorb it, it goes up again.
NRG Solar thinks that's worth challenging, simply because a properly designed commercial solar and battery system doesn't just reduce your power bill, it converts one of your most unpredictable operating costs into something you can actually plan around.
Which means better cash flow, predictable overheads and real insulation against energy prices that aren't going down. NRG Solar designs systems for SA businesses based on real energy usage, not generic quotes.
From small commercial premises through to large industrial facilities, the conversation starts with your numbers, not theirs. Battery rebates are also available to eligible businesses right now.
So before your next energy bill arrives, talk to NRG Solar and discover what's possible. nrgsolar.com.au.
Tiles and grout, they're an open invitation for mould. You can scrub and seal it, but it'll be back. Installing Mr. Wet Wall is a smarter option, and you can lay it over existing tiles. Mr. Wet Wall beats the look and maintenance of tiles hands down. No grout, no mould, and completely waterproof. Mr. Wet Wall takes half the time to install. It means your costs are kept down. So why wouldn't you, Mr. Wet Wall? Take a look at MrWetWall.com.
You could get free hearing aids with Specsavers Audiology. No cost to you.
3 hearing aids at no cost?
Free, not 3. But where would a third one even go? Get government-funded hearing aids at Specsavers Audiology. Book a hearing check today. Conditions apply under the Australian Government Hearing Services Program. Standard range only.
Your old hot water system can drive as much as 40% of your energy bill. Fortunately, you can upgrade to something that's 70% cheaper to run thanks to Right Price. They're the leaders in heat pumps and installation. Now's the time to upgrade and can save money on a more efficient hot water system and take advantage of government incentives and free installation. Reduce your energy costs today with a heat pump from Right Price. Make the switch with Right Price Hot Water.
At Right Price, heating and cooling, you can get the price right at Right Price.
Know the news with Adelaide's 7 News. Don't miss Adelaide's leading news hour tonight at 6 o'clock.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
5AA Winter Breakfast. Tom Wren and Amelia Mulcahy.
Coming up to 28 minutes past 8 o'clock this morning, it is 5AA Breakfast through until 9 o'clock this morning. Now, Amelia, you have been doing a brilliant job this morning, but I want to know, what's your singing voice like?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
My kids dispute that.
No, I'm with you.
I don't know if they're very experienced to judge that, though.
Exactly. I think you've got a good singing voice.
That's very nice of you.
And we know that our 5AA listeners do as well. So we're playing Hit the High Note. Give us a call, folks, 8223 0000 to win an Into the Woods double pass. And that is playing at Her Majesty's Theatre, where you can experience music, magic and mystery with Into the Woods. 4 shows only, so this is limited. These are really sought after, these tickets, at Her Majesty's Theatre, playing from August 22 to 29. Book now through State Opera South Australia. So we've played this before, David and Will, where we play a song and there's going to be a high note.
Okay.
So we'll play the full song, and then we want one of our listeners to come in, and it's their chance.
I'm here for this.
To sing the high note.
And what a great prize up for grabs. Any show at Her Maj is fantastic, but State Opera are on a roll. They have had some crackers in the last year or so.
They have.
You want these tickets, they sell out quite often. State Opera shows as well. What have we got? Can you show me?
I'm a big fan of the 80s, so we've got a little bit of aha here, and this is the song. We need you to hit this note.
I was hoping you'd do it, Rehn.
Oh, sorry. I don't know if I can get that high. Maybe 30 years ago I could have got that high, but that's a tough one to hit, isn't it?
It's a tough one, but surely people have done that at karaoke before.
Yeah, that's a great song. So give us a call, folks. If you want to have a crack at that, you will get 2 tickets to that wonderful show, Into the Woods. 8223 0000 is the number. Call us now. That's a difficult high note to hit, though, isn't it?
Nah, I think it's a lot of fun.
You reckon?
Sure.
Okay.
I won't do it, though.
So we'll take those calls maybe after the 8:30 news. We'll do that. So give us a buzz, folks. We've got plenty more coming up after the news shortly as well. We're going to be talking all things World Cup, England and Brazil. There's a bit going on at the Aqaba this morning. A lot of fans expected to go there. The Illuminate Pause Walk is happening tonight, so we'll talk with Rachel as a party about that, and we'll hit the high note as well. All coming up after the 8:30 news.
Exetel's $80 a month internet plan is on sale never. We don't care what day it is. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Boxing Day, or your nan's birthday. Forget about price hikes. We keep it just the way you like. One plan, one price. Exetel. Typical evening speed, 500 over 40 megabits per second. T's and C's apply.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy, heading for 16. With the 8:30 news, I'm Kendall Brattig.
The X in Physio Extra stands for extra time, extra care, extra convenience to treat those niggling injuries. 6 locations. physioextra.com.
A man's fighting for life after a crash in the Barossa last night. Senior Constable Matt Hale says his car hit a tree on Victoria Terrace at Williamstown.
The driver and sole occupant, a 32-year-old Ulibarri man, suffered life-threatening injuries and he's been taken to hospital. Investigations are continuing into the circumstances of that crash. So if you have dash cam footage and you may be able to assist the investigation, please do get in touch.
And 2 trucks have collided on Port Wakefield Highway just outside Virginia, spilling diesel on the road. No injuries have been reported. 3 teenagers were rescued by police last night after becoming lost in Onkaparinga River National Park. Police spotted the trio deep within the park around 7:20. Patrols then hiked into the area on foot to escort them to safety. None of the teenagers were hurt. The opposition claims Australia's poor run of auction clearance rates is a failure of the federal government's tax changes. For the third consecutive week, the auction clearance rate is below 50%. Analysts say buyer confidence has evaporated under the weight of interest rate hikes and changes to negative gearing and the CGT. Federal opposition leader Angus Taylor says it's not how the housing crisis will be solved.
What we need is affordability, and that means rising incomes, falling inflation, falling interest rates, making it easier for Australians to get into a home. And that's the exact opposite of what is happening right now.
Well, the Prime Minister has apologised for saying he'd like to shag, marry and date Kylie Minogue. It came on a podcast where he was asked to play a nonsense game.
Shag, marry, date Kylie Minogue, Nicole Kidman or Rhonda Birchmore?
I've just got married. I'm only 6 months in.
But if it goes tits up, let's just pretend.
Oh, Kylie, clearly.
You'd marry Kylie and shag her and date her?
All of the above.
All right, it's a triple.
She's terrific.
His office has released a statement saying he apologises. The Prime Minister is currently in Fiji to sign a new defence agreement. While Australia's Minister for Defence Industry, Pat Conroy, will travel to Turkey this week to represent Australia at the NATO Leaders Summit. He's expected to address the summit and hold bilateral meetings over the two-day event. 8 people have been rescued from a seaplane in the US which landed in New York City's East River. Authorities say the aircraft struck a wave during a hard landing, causing it to partially capsize and a wing strut to snap. Now I'm turning to 5AA Sport.
Get to Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for the Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990.
Here's Jace Kemp.
Thank you, Kendall. Norway has defeated 5-time World Cup champions Brazil to reach the quarterfinals for the first time. Erling Haaland scoring twice to help secure the 2-1 victory.
Haaland! Oh, wonderful! He has nailed it for Norway! Their greatest day! Their mightiest hero! And Brazil are broken!
Yeah, incredible. Norway now face the winner of today's match between Mexico or England. Port Adelaide has kept their wildcard hopes alive with a 21-point win over North Melbourne. Coach Josh Carr has praised his defenders for holding off the Kangaroos.
I thought our team defence all night was pretty rock solid. You know, they did have a lot of disposals versus what we had, but I didn't think we allowed them to go anywhere.
While George Wardlaw has suffered a suspected hamstring injury. To tennis, and Naomi Osaka has eliminated world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka from Wimbledon, beating her in 2 sets. The victory takes Osaka into the quarterfinals for the first time.
I think it was a really fun match. I'm really grateful. Even if I lost, I would still think it was a great match. But, you know, for me, this court is so special. This is the first match I've won on this court, so...
Australia has won the T20 Women's World Cup with a 7-wicket victory over England. And finally, Oscar Piastri finished 11th at the British Grand Prix, the race won by Charles Leclerc. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now let's check the roads around Adelaide.
Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
At Virginia, truck smash causing big delays on Port Wakefield Road near Carmelo Road. Trott Park, 2-car collision there on the Southern Expressway near Lander Road, delays inbound. And Kingswood, urgent sewer works on Belair Road near Crossroads this morning. Getting busy South Road, Edwardstown with the camera, Judd Road, Elizabeth. Reduce the duration of your cold this winter. Arm yourself with Ceuticals Armour Force Daily Protect, available at Chemist Warehouse. Grade savings every day. Always follow the directions for use. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now to the weather, partly cloudy heading for 16, mostly sunny tomorrow 17 and partly cloudy for Wednesday and Thursday also 17. At the moment 11 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Not every conversation stays with you. This one will. Join Stephen Bartlett as he asks the questions and nothing is left unsaid. Search The Diary of a CEO wherever you get your podcasts.
You turn on the hot water tap and wait. A few seconds pass. The water is still cold. And you think, come on, Please, not today. If your hot water service is living on borrowed time, so are your showers. Retire your old hot water service before it catches you out. Speak with the Gas Shop today about a new Rehn continuous flow hot water system at an unbeatable price. The Gas Shop has fitters ready to install right now. Visit thegasshop.com.au.
Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes are definitely in the spirit of giving with the Mitsubishi Outlander ES. Drive away for just $39,990. Plus it comes with a 10-year warranty and 10-year cap price servicing. Agostino Mitsubishi, famous for great service, great trade-ins and great range. And if they say they're going to do something, they'll do it. Get into Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for Mitsubishi Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990.
South Australia is big, it's wild, and it's all closer than you think. This winter, get out and explore our own backyard with special seasonal rates from Avis Truck Rental Adelaide.
Matt runs the depot at Avis Truck Rental Adelaide, and he is a dead-set legend and always ready to help out. This winter, Matt's unlocked these special offers. Special winter rates, next-day booking, extra kilometres included, and insurance excess has been reduced.
And these winter rates apply to their four-wheel drives, vans, dual cab 4x4 utes with lockable canopies and roof racks, even 12-seaters. Whether you're heading to the coast, wine regions, the Flinders, or a weekend interstate to the footy, Matt's got you covered with a vehicle for the adventure.
On your Matt, Avis Truck Rental Adelaide. Trust your mate, Matt. Ask for the FIVEAA winter specials. Call 8241 5200 or jump online at avis.com.au.
Is your outdoor area living up to its potential? If not, speak to Luba House and transform your outdoor area with an opening and closing roof that's ready for next summer. An SA family-owned business, Luba House do everything. Planning, design, council approvals, local manufacturing and installation, so you'll have peace of mind it's done right. Don't wait any longer. Find out more with a free design, measure and quote. Bring your outdoor area to life with Luba House. lubahouse.com.au.
There's a moment every family hopes for. When you walk in and they're just happy, settled, themselves, and you realise the decision you agonised over was the right one all along. Para Ability Community Care is one of the state's largest and most trusted disability accommodation providers. We're improving lives in small ways every day. Our PAC fully trained carers give your loved one the life they deserve and give you back the relationship you always wanted. Experience our kindness and connection. Visit ourpac.com.au.
Confidence. It's got you this far. But for life's biggest moments, sometimes we need a little outside help. Ascender Life. Protecting Australians' confidence for over 175 years. Always consider the PDS and TMD at ascender.com.au to decide if this product may be right for you.
Hi, Daniel Talia here, General Manager of Home. That's HAUME. Put simply, we buy homes. If you've received a letter from us in your mailbox, don't throw it away. You may be throwing away a golden opportunity to sell your home at market value. With zero effort, advertising fees or commissions, you'll save thousands of dollars. If you've received a letter from us, it means we're serious about buying your home. For more info, visit home.com.au. That's HAUME.com.au.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
5AA Winter Breakfast. Tom Rehn and Amelia Mulcahy.
And it is 20 minutes to 9 o'clock on this Monday, the 6th of July. Now, Beer and Barbecue Festival tickets, we are going to give them away, and we're going to give them to Sue in Mylor. We're asking for your best power hacks, and Sue in Mansfield Park.
The two Sues.
The two Sues. They were both great, and they're tickets for the Beer and Barbecue Fest. So thank you for your suggestions on power hacks, how to save money. We've been talking about that a lot this morning. And we're also looking to give away tickets, Amelia, because we're doing our Hit the High Night, Into the Woods, the double pass, and it's the song Aha by Take On Me by Aha.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all you have to do is give it a crack and you will win. You don't have to be especially talented or
We'd
great
prefer
at
it if you weren't, actually.
Exactly. Like, you know, both of us have a crack and we're not great with hitting the high notes, but we will have a crack.
We'll have a crack.
If no one else wants to do it.
You can.
Like, yeah, I'll do it. Alan, I've got no shame. Alan, he won tickets, and look, you can pass judgment as to whether or not he was any good, but he won tickets, and this was his effort.
You sound like a big Bon Jovi guy, Alan.
Not really. Hey, no.
And And he won the tickets.
He won the tickets for that. I think he deserves it after his fill-in of the line there.
I'm not sure if he knew much about living on a prayer, but
that was
that's
one of
okay.
my proudest parenting moments, is teaching my daughter to do backup vocals when I sing that song.
Did you teach backup?
And she can, yeah.
Wow, and she's 7.
She's 7. Actually, she did this a couple of years ago too.
Oh,
You sing it.
wow.
You got to have those pump-up songs in the car,
Mhm.
living on a prayer. Pump-up song.
What's now my I've forgotten the name of the artist now, but my boys love the doof doof or the
doof doof.
Yeah, the musics that really get you going. It'll come to me, but in the meantime,
Give us a little test.
Oh, well, it's I'm trying to think. He's an 80s. I love the 80s with the music. I just forget his name at the moment. I'm going to have to Google it in a
Okay.
moment. I'll get the playlist up.
Arguably, you should have done that before.
Should have done it before I thought of it and said it. You know when the whole thing's going, can't do two things at once.
No, me neither.
Can't chew gum and walk at the same time.
We're gonna do hit the high note right now, though, aren't we?
Yes, so we're going to do it. So Dylan from Glenalta is our contestant on the line. Dylan, what I'm going to do is...
Hey, Dylan.
You got us there,
Where are you,
Dylan?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Now, I'm going to play you the full grab, so you'll hear the song and the high note, and then once we've done that, it's your turn. So here is the high note as you hear it at the moment. Let's have a listen. Big note, Dylan. Are you ready? It's your turn now. You're all set to go. I'm going to play it, and then I need you to hit the high note, Dylan. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay, here we go.
Fire up,
It's going to
Dylan.
play. Very, very good, Dylan. You nailed it. You absolutely smashed it. Well done.
Thank you.
Great work.
Where are you, Dylan, by the way? It sounds like a wind tunnel.
I'm driving to Port Lincoln in a truck at the moment.
Well, what else could you want to do than sing this song and hit the high note? Thank you so much, Dylan. Safe travels, and you've won the tickets.
Thank you.
I think he might have tooted the horn there at the end, which was great. Great work, Dylan. Well
We need is a
played.
country wave and we're off. Well done, Dylan.
Exactly. Well, he's off to hit the high note, the Into the Woods double pass, which is outstanding. Now, Amelia, we've got a very special walk that's happening tonight.
Oh, we do. I'm so
you're gonna be
excited
part
for
of it.
this. So everyone would remember Million Paws Walk. The RSPCA doesn't do that anymore, but this is so cool because they've teamed up with Illuminate to do a Paws Walk tonight. Now, to tell us a bit more about it, we've got Rachel Azzopardi, who's joining us. She's the co-founder and creative director of Illuminate. Rachel, it is so lovely to talk to you this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, how many pups are we expecting? We're all down at Rhymel Park tonight.
We are, I think, over 1,000 puppy dogs down there tonight.
Yep.
So it's going to be crazy.
It will. Now, talk us through it. So how did you get the RSPCA on board? How did this idea come about? Because I understand, I think you champion this, Rach?
Yeah, well, I think, as you said, the Millions Paw Walk, they stopped that, I think, maybe a year or two ago. And I saw that, it's such a great event. And I have a little puppy dog that loves getting out and about. And I actually took him to City Lights last night.
How did it go?
Last year. Well, last night he was good, but last year, which gave me the idea.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, how fantastic. It's great seeing people out and about on the streets, in the evening too. And I thought, why not bring out your puppy dog? So it sort of all snowballed from them. And RSPCA have been a great partner with us and got on board straight away.
I'm so excited. Now, is it too late to register? Can we still come on down? I think it's 5:30 the first one starts.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can jump online and register at our website, illuminateadelaide.com, or please, come down to Rhymel Park. Starts from 5:30. And we have sessions sort of every 15 minutes letting groups through. So we are going to stagger, the groups. So at Rhymel Park, we've got the pet butcher down there giving, beautiful treats to all the puppy dogs. We've got a neon dog park. All our City Lights installations are there that you can have a wander. And then you wander along the trail of City Lights with your family, friends and your fur baby.
And then you finish up at Government House. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's great. The Governor was very excited and welcomed everyone into the front lawn of her residence, because we've got a beautiful projection there by Miguel Chevalier, a French artist. So, so from Rhinewell Park, and you can wander all the way up North Terrace and finish off at Government House.
And can you just tell us a bit more, Rach, about Neon Dog Park? Because I think a lot of people think City Lights, just North Terrace, but it is so much more than that this year.
Yeah, it is. So we've gone into Rhinewell Park for the first time actually this year. And in Rhinewell Park, we have beautiful robotic swans on the lake and a beautiful, neon dog park, a whole lot of neon dogs that some are doing little neon poops. We've got an archway. We've got all different, dachshunds and poodles and all sorts of different dogs in neon shapes from a fantastic artist in Melbourne.
When we're getting just a bit of a look on that right now, Rachel, on the 5AA Breakfast Facebook and YouTube live stream. So the kids are going to love that. Now, tell us about Illuminate. We have spoken to Lee Cumberledge in the studio when it was all launching, and I know you and he do such amazing work with it. How is the whole event going so far, and what's the reception been like so far?
Yeah, look, it's fantastic. We opened, obviously, with Augmented Games down at Ridley Centre, which is a fantastic interactive gaming, and we've had night vision starting at the Botanic Gardens. Adelaide Zoo's been going off with our Universal Kingdom. And then, of course, we opened City Lights on Friday, our fantastic free program for everyone to come into the city and wander around each night. And we've had a great weekend. We saw great crowds and everyone out and about enjoying winter. It was beautiful weather over the weekend. So, why not get out and about and enjoy our city?
Oh, very lucky the weather this weekend. Rachel, I was out at the zoo last night with my kids taking Universal Kingdom, and it was so much fun. The atmosphere was great and there were so many families there, but also just along North Terrace too. It was absolutely packed, and it is a free activity. As you say, it is free. School holidays are on, and it is just such a good one to do with the kids.
It is. It's just so great to walk in and see so many different artworks. And there's lots of interactive installations as well for the kids to play with. As well, at Bonython Hall, we've got this fantastic magic carpet that you can go in and run around. So there's some indoor venues, there's some outdoor venues. But as you said, it's free. It's over 17 nights. It's until the 19th of July. So come in, have a wander around. It starts at 5:30. It's not too late for the kids either. So you can come in a bit earlier and make sure they're in bed early as well.
I'm hot on that, Rachel. Thank you so much for joining us. This is such a good time of year to just walk around the city and soak things up, and they do such a wonderful job at Illuminate. So great to chat to Rachel.
Absolutely. They do a brilliant job, and there's still, just under 2 weeks to go for the Illuminate Festival, which is a great time with the holidays on to get out and do something. And like she said, not too late either. Now, I finally thought of that song that I play with Charlie.
Good.
So I've got a 7-year-old as well, Charlie. It's a bit of Billy Idol, so this is the one that we always rock to. That's a real favourite. So it's just
we
got a
do
good
that
beat.
in the car too. We do pump up songs on the way to school or wherever we're going, and although we haven't put that one into rotation yet.
Well, that one, it got to the point though where, you know what it's like with the kids, you play a song and then you try and play another song and they're like, no, go back to the other one. It's like, no, I've heard that 6 times in a row.
6 times already.
I'm done.
I'm such a dork because I love introducing to the kids songs which are old, and I'm like, how good's this? What do you think? And then I wait and look and they're like, nah. I'm like, you sure? How about you listen to this part? And they're still not keen. So I'm glad you got a good reception.
Yeah, well, that was one, but there's a lot of other ones, a lot of bangers that he doesn't love. So
can't always listen to K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah. Let's check out what's going on with the traffic. Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof. Designed and manufactured and installed locally by Louva House.
Virginia has a truck smash causing really big delays. Port Wakeful Road near Carmelo Road got delays a couple of Ks long at Trott Park. That's due to a 2-car smash on the Southern Expressway near Land Road. They're awful at the moment. And a breakdown to look out for Regency Park, South Road near Katina Street. Slow going, Fullerton Road at Glen Osmond with a camera, Briar Road, Felixstowe. Nominations are now open for the 2027 Australian of the Year Awards. Who inspires you? Nominate now at australianoftheyear.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
Has kept South Australians cool and warm for over 50 years. That's half a century of comfort. So when it's too hot or cold to bear, reach for the Morford Air. morfettair.com.au.
Some swear jars collect coins, but at Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, their swear jar collects promises.
Hi, I'm Renette, a designer. I swear to listen to your ideas and help create a functional space for you.
Hi, I'm Rick the plumber. I swear to always be on time and clean up after myself.
I'm Laura. I swear to help bring your thoughts and design ideas to life, just how you envisioned them, or better.
For a team that swears to deliver on quality and service, see Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
It's happening here right now in South Australia. Cyber attacks. They don't just hit the big brands in Sydney and Melbourne. They're on our doorstep, attacking businesses across our state.
A council has reported more than 40,000 files were taken in a cyber incident.
Across Australia, a cybercrime is reported every 6 minutes. And for a small business, the average reported cost is $56,000.
So if your business gets hacked tomorrow, what's exposed? Payroll, invoices, customer data? Your reputation?
Hackers hunt easy wins, and that's why it's so important to get in touch with a company called FIVEAA for a free cyber security audit. FIVEAA are cybersecurity experts protecting business all over Australia for this real-life cyber threat. Don't be the easy win for cyber criminals. Book your free security audit now at efex.com.au/protect. That's efex.com.au/protect.
Wearing the same few layers on repeat? The Gazman Winter Sale is now on. Enjoy up to 40% off selected styles with premium knitwear and cotton shirts from $69.95, plus all denim now $89. In-store and online now. Gazman.
Hi, it's Eddie May here from NRG Solar. If you've had solar on your roof for 10 years, you would understand the big feed-in tariffs have pretty much disappeared. That's why NRG Solar will tell you the best way forward is to combine your existing or new solar system with battery storage. Storing the excess energy your solar makes during the day to use it at night is a game changer. NRG Solar helps you upgrade smarter with solutions designed to target zero power bills. Visit nrgsolar.com.au.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
5AA Winter Breakfast. Tom Rehn and Amelia Mulcahy.
Well and truly on the home straight now into the final furlong here on 5AA Breakfast, but Matty Pantelis is all set to go. He can't wait. Let's do a bit of fuel watch, and that is all thanks to the RAA. Don't get stuck on the side of the road. Get RAA Road Service. Had them around last night, actually.
Oh.
Flat battery.
Ooh.
Annoying. So it's all sorted.
Keep your light on.
I think it's just wear and tear. It's been in there for 3 years, so they do a great job. So it meant I could get here today. Don't get stuck on the side of the road. Get RAA Road Service. The Solo at Port Adelaide unleaded, $1.55.5. The Liberty at Camden Park, $1.59.5. And the Yugo at Salisbury Downs, $1.60.9. And diesel out there, the Mobil at Blair Athol, is $1.77.9. Now, Amelia, in just over half an hour's time, England is up against Mexico. We cannot wait for it. We mentioned before that the English have booked 15 hotels in Mexico City, and that's to avoid flares being lit off out the front of their hotel to keep them awake, and drums and music and singing and dancing and carrying on. But it's going to be fascinating to see what happens and to take in all the colour and excitement. Brad Harper at the Arkabar Hotel has got an event on this morning. Brad, good morning to you. Set the scene for us there. What's it like? Are we expecting many English fans?
Actually, the English fans have been reasonably strong, but the Mexican fans have been turning out in full force.
Wow.
We've probably been averaging about 150 to 200 a game.
Wow.
So good. And, Brad, I really want to know, obviously the Aussies are great and the best, but who else just has a really good, fun fan base?
The Brazilians, which unfortunately the result didn't go their way this morning, but we probably had another 150 to 200 of them this morning, and they bring the drums, the horns, they're in full colour and kit. Like, the atmosphere is just unreal.
So good. Who is the best sellies? Who does, the biggest cheers or whatever?
Oh, the Colombians make so much noise. Like, that, the whole pub rocks when the Colombians are in there and they're scoring goals.
It sounds like the South American flavour is the one that gets the tick of approval. They're the ones that like to party and cheer the loudest.
Yeah, the atmosphere is just, but everybody, all fan bases that have been coming in have been so good to work with, and just the vibe in the sports bar and the hotel in general has been unreal this World Cup. So I don't think I've ever seen a turnout like it for a tournament like this.
Wow. What do you do anything for the fans, Brad? Are you going to get a mariachi band down or anything?
When the Scots rocked up, they bought the bagpipes, which was pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before in the sports bar, but yeah, like they all have their own style and flavour, and we try and cater to everything as best as we can.
And Brad, no doubt there's going to be a big turnout this morning. If people are looking for somewhere to go, though, there's still enough room to come on by and swing past?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Plenty of room still to go. And, yeah, it'll be on live, loud, and the atmosphere will be so good.
Out of interest, Brad, what's the drink of choice? What is everyone ordering for this?
On the really early mornings, it's definitely plenty of coffee and bacon and egg rolls. Mm-hmm. As the day sort of progresses, they might have the odd beer or two.
What about stout? Anyone doing that?
Yeah, there has been. The Guinness is definitely flying at the moment. Especially with the English and European fans.
Yes, no doubt. I did read a stat somewhere that South Australians are the biggest stout drinkers in the country.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so maybe some more of that today, Brad. So good to chat to you, Brad. No doubt you've got to get back there and make sure you've got enough room, shoulder to shoulder, no doubt, at the Aqaba there.
No worries. Thank you so much for your time, guys.
Great stuff. Brad Harper, the Aqaba Hotel manager. Amelia, that's us for this morning. Thank you so much.
What are you going to belt out in the car on the way home?
Maybe a little bit of Killers.
Okay.
All the Things I've done.
Okay.
Good song.
Can't wait to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful to the RAA for making sure your battery was up and running. I would have been in all sorts today.
No, you absolutely carried me.
You do. You press all the buttons. You're very good to work with, Rennie. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Yes, look forward to it.
Make
Amelia,
sure that battery's good.
Thank you so much. And make sure you stick around, folks. News is next. And then Matthew Pantelis with Mornings. Have a great day and we'll catch you tomorrow morning. Same time, right here on 5AA Breakfast.